We are
Ty, if you could start us off.
We are ready.
Oh yeah, what'd you say the the room's worth?
Like 5 copper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want me to pay for the room, Kiri?
I'll cover my room, my half.
Well, you can't split 5 copper in half.
Sure you can. You can take 1 copper coin and you can break it in half.
It doesn't work like that.
I'll give you 2 copper pieces then.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, sheet is updated.
All right, Pezzack, I'll pay for my half. You pay for your half.
Okay.
Just get it for free.
Exactly.
That means I can easily afford my half.
Exactly. By the way, Ty, here is my updated sheet if you needed to see it.
And let me just get a peek real quick.
Mine updated as well. That moment when 3 screens isn't enough. I've got you guys on one screen, the game on one screen, and then I've got one screen that I'm jumping between my gear sheet and my character sheet.
Oh, that's sweet. I basically have my laptop and my TV for my desktop.
I have 2 monitors. I have my character sheet on one sheet, and I have Roll20 on the other.
Same here.
I'm just doing everything off of one computer.
Well, we're all working off of one compute, each working off of our own individual computers. How many screens do you have?
He only has 1.
One.
Okay.
Is there like a parakeet in the background or something?
Apparently. Well, I'm working on my computer, but I'm also have my phone just in case I had to grab something out of the monster manual or the guide, which is all on PDF.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I should say last week you came to the town of where are we again? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't remember the name of it.
Hyrule, I think.
Yeah, apparently. Where you witnessed a grisly murder, seen some of the guards trying to screw the crime scene, forced the guards to run away, you brought the princess with you, a lot has happened. Now you all wake up a fresh morning in
We
the
named
end.
the evil guy Georgie.
Yes, you met the evil guy Georgie.
We named him Georgie.
His final words, my name's not Georgie.
As we immediately scribe it onto his tombstone.
Yeah, we were in Brunswick.
Yeah,
That's
Brunswick.
what it was called.
Yeah. Where you all wake up next shining morning. Who was investigating the crime scene?
All of us.
Okay.
Technically all.
I kind of reconstructed it in my journal as to what it should have looked like before they fucked with it.
Yeah, which I would have had if
Wrote everything in Undercommon.
If paint didn't decide to be a bitch in the last minute.
I was standing in front of the building, acting like Frank Drebin, going, "Move along. There's nothing to see here."
But the key things you reconstructed were the fact that it was 4 victims, 2 older adults, of course, your good friend, and a young girl.
He was our friend?
Well, the longbonesman.
The guy
the
who I
one
stole
we
the
threatened
boat.
to let
I
go?
guess that would make us friends in some form or fashion.
Alright. The original scene made it look like that your friend went mad, grabbed a longsword, cut down the 2 older people, then went upstairs and impaled the young girl. The actual scene was a lot more grisly. The older man was cut in half in the basement. The
Jason
woman...
That was the guy's name.
Yeah, Jason. Jason's father was cut in half in the basement, going down to investigate something. Jason's mother was beheaded while looking over the staircase, And the most grisly of all, Jason's sister, when she came downstairs, was grabbed and literally slammed with enough force in the back wall that all you saw was just an explosion of, well, it would have been an explosion of blood had the guards not cleaned it up. Jason came home and was brutally impaled. There's also signs...
Determined it was a demon or a devil. Could be either or.
Either or.
Luckily, knowledge religion covers this.
Also, the image you match the image downstairs to the strange coins you found. It has a strange resemblance of Asmodeus' logo on it.
Asmodeus. That makes it a devil.
I'm gonna say this, even though you can't see my guy's actual facial expression, he tenses up very quickly when he sees the Asmodeus symbology.
Asmodeus.
Sorry, I'm not that good at pronunciation.
I don't fucking know. I mean, I've heard it pronounced both ways, to be honest.
Asmodeus.
Osmosis Jones!
Yes.
Yo, Jonesy, what up? He's sitting on like his throne of bones, like, what?
Yeah.
Pezzack, your dagger just happens to be a +1 dagger, of which if you could land a slashing attack with a strength of 5 or 15 or higher, well, with damage of 15 or higher, the target loses 1 to 3 HP every turn until the save ends.
Cool.
And, well, what's your next step?
I have a task that I want to complete, but it's going to pretty much take me all day. So after I tell this part, I will pretty much be out until like the later in the afternoon. But I'm going to go over to the innkeeper, the lay priest.
Yes, what do you need, master?
Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and convince him to allow me to essentially work in his kitchens. And instead of receiving gold as a form of payment, I would like to have the option to use some of his ingredients to make a large stew that I'm going to take to the poor quarters later in the afternoon. But I'm going to help him with the breakfast crowd, the lunch crowd, and then middle afternoon, make that stew and go to the poor district to pass it out, and then come back to help him with the dinner crowd.
Normally I'd be against this, but this is one of our busier evenings with the adventurers coming, and supposedly Captain, goddammit, I had his name until recently, Algarve, and a couple of his knights supposedly stopping by. So I could use all the help I could get. The ingredients are in the back. The chef, Jason Jones, will help you.
Jonesy! Jonesy!
Jonesy! Jason Jonesy!
Alright, and I will do my cook roll right now, and this will be for the day. $13.
Good, pretty decent.
It's okay.
But yeah, when it gets to, and I'll pretty much hand the role play off to the rest of the group until about mid-afternoon, and then I will have stuff that I will do when I enter the district.
After I go through the scene again and figure out the Asmodeus, what is the largest temple in town? Which god is it representing, or is it multiple gods?
It's multiple gods, though most of the people in this town worship Palor.
It's a non-denomination church.
Oh, my bad. It's multiple gods. My bad. I was thinking of something else.
So the church of the non-denomination?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yep. I'm gonna go there and talk to the head Desnan priest.
Alright. I don't have any images set up for that, so assume it's there.
It's fine. I would like to ask if I can have access to the temple's archives. I need to do some study on some coins I came across. try to identify a specific sect of a religion based on minor symbology.
You want to use the library. Fine. No one uses it anyway. He hands you the key and points to the basement.
Okay. I'm going to keep the princess with me just to, keep up the Rouge. She's my apprentice.
To impregnate her.
I need somebody to carry books around.
So
Heck yeah, you need me.
So I'll just put her off screen over here.
I'm just imagining it. This
Hey.
royal princess demoted down to carrying the book of a fucking pauper.
And yes, this is what she looked like before she cut her hair and turned brown.
Yep. Now it's short, straight brown. I'll work with her, and I'll guess I'll gauge how knowledgeable she is in religion during this time. So, because I have access to a library, I think I get a +2 on my religion check.
Yeah.
Go knowledge, religion. Add 2 to that, 27.
That's the best way to describe this. Because it's actually a pretty good roll, so I have to actually go into more detail.
And yes, I am trained in knowledge religion.
Yeah, I figured that when I saw the high score, like, okay.
Well, you have to be able to you have to train in it in order to use it in the first place.
Not if you have access to a library. A library is the exception to the rule.
Thinking. Okay. This sect obviously used this as currency. Like I said, it's a real good roll, so I'm trying to say as much as I can about major story spoilers. But a long time ago, the land you're in right now was mostly Asmodeus land. This was the currency people used to trade back and forth. The history book showed something happened of which pushed the land back to where the Blackwood is now. So clearly, if this coin is out there, someone wants to bring the Blackwood back, and along with it, their god and master as well. Like I said, this is as best as I can say without going to the main spoilers of the story.
Yeah. I got some pretty old information, probably kind of scrubbed from the history books level stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
References and old manuscripts kind of thing. Been able to piece it together, yeah.
And this was with the princess's help because there are certain books that are not accessible to anyone but the royals because of that reason.
Again, writing this down in my journal in Undercommon. Leaving out very important details here and there, specifically the name and the name of the god, and I'm specifically writing him.
In other words, he's writing in code.
Semi-code. It's more writing out of anger. My character has a history with Asmodeus. Not a one he likes. There's a reason why he follows the goddess of freedom now.
So what's the rest of you up to?
Still cooking.
Well, I know you're cooking. You're cooking burgers, right? You're cooking burgers for a flock of adventurers that just came in, saying something about how their dragon nearly killed them.
Yeah.
All right, we fast forward a little. We are now.
Yeah.
Daniel, didn't you have something you wanted to do? Daniel.
I think Jimpan wants to do something.
Yeah, he's typing. Like, just give him a minute.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, do a performance check.
Yeah. What every good bard does when there's nothing else to do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
$20. Multiply that by. Trying to
Hold
think.
on.
Trying to think of a good currency.
Okay. Okay.
I was about to say
Perform DC
multiply.
skill.
Multiply it by.
No.
Huh?
There actually are rules for this in
Oh,
Pathfinder.
okay.
Perform DC 20. Great performance in prosperous city. You can earn 3d10 silver pieces per day. In time, you might be invited to join a professional troupe and may develop a regional reputation.
Thank you.
So,
I was just going.
roll 3d10 silver.
3d10.
/R 3d10.
That's what says R. I
Just
read
like
the
/roll/R, either one works. 3d10.
okay, test.
You got yourself 17 silver pieces. Pretty damn good haul, actually. That's a pretty damn good haul, actually.
Yeah.
Alright, so Rimi is playing her heart out. The whole bar is jamming. Even Alfred is nodding his head. Anything else?
Like I said, Daniel had something that he wanted to do, but he hasn't spoken up yet.
Oh,
Daniel!
If you hear him for a reason you can't communicate, just move your character token.
No, he's definitely there. I just sent him a fucking text.
yeah, he moved it, so he's here.
Yeah, you just can't speak.
Echo.
Oh, type it out then.
Something else I would like to do, I would like to collect all of the Asmodean gold coins we have except for one or two of them and have them melted down into gold bars. It's best that we aren't found carrying these things.
Alright. You'll probably have to find a smithing shop real quick.
Yeah, there has to be a goldsmith or a lightsmith somewhere, a whitesmith somewhere in the city. Then trade the gold bars in at a bank for traditional coins.
Alright, let me think for a minute.
It shouldn't affect how much gold we have.
No.
Refresh my memory. How many coins did we get?
We
Okay.
got like a couple handful. I mean, like 3 or 4 at most.
Okay, the first one we got 1,250. Then we got an additional.
I don't mean our money. I'm talking about the Asmodeus money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we only got like 3 or 4 of them at
Okay.
most.
Okay.
Yeah, you only
so
got about 4
Okay,
coins.
Then yeah, I was thinking we like
The 1,000 is actual normal gold.
Okay, good. If it's just a couple of coins here and there, then we can kind of hide those. I
Yeah,
don't
we've
want
only
to get
got
caught with these
a coin
things.
per person we've captured. So
Yeah.
technically we only have 2 actually. If we do the math, because we got 1 from Jason and 1 from the captain of the guard, so we only have 2.
Well,
Remember,
you got
kill
one.
2
You got
guys.
one. You got one from the lieutenant here.
What lieutenant?
The lieutenant you got captured.
Yeah, the captain of the guards. I
Oh,
thought
oh yeah. I'm about to say I'd say Captain Algarve is still in the cast. Well, coming to the town, but
So that was just a lieutenant that we captured.
yeah.
Okay. Last time you said it was captain.
I meant to say captain of that city, not the overall captain.
Yeah.
My mistake.
It's just a lieutenant. Okay.
So I spent the day poring over manuscripts, so I basically know which specific sect, what their most likely goal is.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear
Yes.
you. Or
Speak
we
us.
could have.
Sing us a dirge, captain.
Oh, what would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken
Yeah,
sailor?
we can hear you.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
sing
yeah.
us a song on the piano, man, but
Can you hear us?
Yes, I've been able to hear y'all the entire time.
Good.
Yes. Moving right along.
If you could explain what you were doing to the rest of them.
I wanted to find an herbalist shop, see what types of herbs they got around there for like poisonous plants, that kind of medicinal stuff for healing, and then I want to go to their library and do any research on any advanced surgery techniques that they may have.
alright, you're kind of out of luck with the herbalist shop. There's none in this town specifically. The
Womp womp.
the library, well, yeah, you find one, ironically enough, next to the main church.
In the library, is there any books on plants for healing and poisons so I can catalog them too?
Plants for healing and poisons? Dude, I'm just the intern. I wouldn't know anything about that. Check the old card catalog over there. I have surfing I have to do. And when you do, yes, you do find them.
Cool, then I'm going to take notes and write down some of this stuff into my personal medical journal.
Okay. I guess that's everybody, so I guess we can fast forward to midday. It's noontime.
I'm going to try and track everyone down and pass along what I've learned about the
18
Asmodeans.
for lunchtime.
You have a nice, happy, hearty lunch rush going.
Go cook skill.
What did the princess make of the Asmodean information?
In her words, she would say, it can't be. I thought Mother only told me this stuff in stories. I never dreamed this was actually real. She's actually as she's going through it.
There are many Asmodean cities out there.
But the fact that this used to be one of them. And like, when I have the chance, I must somehow inform Father of this. Maybe he'll know a little more.
We'll try and get back to him as soon as possible. We cannot trust any couriers.
And unfortunately, I don't have my delivery hawk with me, and even if it could get shot down.
Why did it be shut down?
Bird is not trained to do that yet. Do you realize that delivery is actually a really, really hard thing to do, and this is not an animal companion quite yet. At 4th level, yeah, I could push her to do it.
Still suck, oh boy. Oh boy, I assume Carkindle is still in the library researching herbs.
Until somebody comes and fetches me, I'm going to be in there searching herbs and surgery techniques.
Yeah, I'll probably go in there and explain what we found at a certain point, going over my notes written in Undercommon.
I'm not that Tingo. I can't read Undercommon.
Well, pointing out mainly the pictures that I brought.
Yes, we finally got it.
Yeah.
I'm Carkindle. I'm not Pezzack. Pezzack's the one that knows Undercommon.
Yeah,
You're
I point out a section, I explain what it means. In common. I'm not that stupid.
Actually, you guys are unable to tell us apart. It specifically states in the flavor non-Tengus cannot tell Tengus apart. Especially if we're the same color.
But you guys can tell each other apart.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I'm me and he's him. I can easily tell who he is.
Exactly.
Slightly
Plus,
annoyed.
I am black feathered. He's raven feathered. There's a total complete difference between the two.
Slightly annoyed by this, the princess goes to one of the Lear's tailors, buys a red scarf, and just hands it to Carkindle. Here. Now I can tell you apart.
Thank you, and then I'm gonna put it in my bag.
She meant for you to wear it.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we have to.
Good point.
It'll make a great bandage later.
It's because it's already red. You can't tell when it's bleeding. Ha ha!
So Deadpool logic.
I will then go to my good friend Samuel, who's probably sitting at the bar.
I thought he was with you.
No, there he is at the bar.
Oh, he's at the bar.
I assume Rimi's continuing her legendary performance.
Yes.
Samuel, I've got bad news. I was able to identify the coins and some of the history behind them.
How bad we talking?
Asmodean sect that used to control this area.
Well, that's certainly interesting, isn't it? Considering I'm standing right here as you're talking about it.
I was speaking quietly in whispers.
If he's in the bar directly in front of me, I don't care how fucking quiet you are. I can still fucking hear you. I'm literally
telling you
standing
at the same
there.
time. If you're there too, I'll inform you as well. I'll point out some of the symbology in my journal. You can read the Undercommon, so you know it is. But you would immediately,
Yes, I can.
You'll immediately
By the way,
notice
where
that.
did you learn Undercommon? I learned it from an old drow I met once, many years ago.
I just sigh, pull my mask down, and you see drow.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I had no idea that gray elves could be that dark-skinned.
I'm a drow.
Oh, that makes way more sense.
Red eyes, obsidian black skin, white hair.
I thought you were just a gray elf that saw way too much sun, which is why you were wearing the whole get-up.
I put the mask on. I put the getup on so I don't have to deal with people staring or assuming I'm going to be doing something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They do that to my people all the time. Yeah. Would you like some steak burgers?
Sure.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes, please. It is the princess going to join us for food?
Yeah, she's sitting there like, you know what?
Third one.
Give me a burger.
Shazam!
I pour out some alcohol from my ale keg.
This is actually quite a tasty burger. How much is it?
If you don't tell anyone, it'll be free for all three of you. Shh.
Yep.
Oh my, did I miss something? As Sally walks into the bar door.
Wait, she came from Westwood to Runeswick?
Well, she does work for the king, so she does bounce back and forth as well.
We can't trust her. She's
Can't trust
clearly
anyone.
evil, I tell you. She's evil!
We can't trust anyone.
Don't say anything.
I close up my journal and put it into my bag, subtly.
Hello, Miss Moon.
Hello, gentlemen. I see you have a new apprentice. Can you please inform me of her name?
Malin Selen.
It's good to meet you, Malin. My, you're also another young one, like that Rimi girl playing in the corner right now. Anyway, I've just came to give you a warning. It seems that some strange-looking men are making their way to town. You might have some trouble coming by soon. I was just passing through, making my reports to Mr. Penwood, you know, Lord L's assistant. Anyway, I guess you're not as much talkative as I used to be. I thought you were so much fun.
Which one are you talking about?
We're a little preoccupied with plans for where we're going next.
I'm making burgers. You want one?
I have not had one of these burgers in a long time. Give me
I'll be 2 copper.
Fine. And she pulls out 2 copper and hands it over.
Steak burger. Bam.
This is quite tasty. I've tasted some world-class foods before, but this could be up there with them. And unfortunately, Samuel cannot detect her motive at all. She's just as mysterious as I'm trying to make her sound, unfortunately.
Let's see, Central. What's mine? I think mine's pretty good. Oh yeah, it's a 9. Can do that shit.
Untrained, but I got wisdom at least. So
Here it is.
nope, I'm unfamiliar.
26.
Ah, damn.
The bird
I'm a
could read
Tengu.
people-
I lie and cheat people for a living, bitch. I can tell when people are lying.
And there's my sense motive with it.
Ah, damn it, damn it.
Tengus are like, I'm on you.
You know something is strange, but she is clearly hiding it. Well, to you
I will
two,
pretend
everybody,
that I don't notice anything.
you
will
you
continue
two,
doing
you
what I
two
do.
know she's hiding something. The rest are clearly in the dark. Well, gentlemen, this was a no satisfying. Well, gentlemen, thanks for the meal. This was a lovely time. Hopefully
Miss
next
Moon,
time
before
we'll have a much more enjoyable experience. Take care.
Miss Moon, before
Yes?
you leave, would you like some ale? Fresh from the Samuel Smith Brewery.
The Samuel Smith Brewery.
Right.
Best to let Miss Moon get back to work. She's very clearly a busy person.
A nice taddy porter.
I'm sure His Highness won't mind if I have one drink, but after that I have to meet with Mr. Pennywinkle.
Pennywinkle.
Okay.
So she sits down and takes a sip.
So what you think of the taddy porter?
Very, very strong. If I wasn't used to drink,
Face.
if my family wasn't used to drinking stuff like this, it would probably put me down for a while. She says, plain.
Quick question. I don't know if you've mentioned this before, but what is her current race?
Say again?
What is Sally Moon's race? What
Human.
is she? Okay, I was just wondering. Continue.
She quietly puts down the glass and says, now, unfortunately, I really must go. Have a good evening, everyone. And maybe next time we'll have a much more enjoyable time. And she's out the door.
I can certainly show you a good time.
All right.
I'm going to, after that, walk over to Remi in between her performances and inform her about the Asmodean connection we've got.
Okay.
While cooking, I'm going to kind of like shoot a glance over at Carkindle and go, you see that?
I saw everything. And are you about ready to load up the boxes and go?
I'm just about, as soon as the lunch crowd is out of here, I'm going to head my way towards the poor district and start passing out some food.
Yeah, and you always pack too much, and I'll carry a box for you. Noodle on, man.
So
This is
ironically
jealous.
enough, Sally was the last of the lunch contenders, so she's on her way out.
Fantastic. So, I'm now going to make the stew. In a big old pot. 14.
It's good stew.
All right. I will then, with my close companion, Carkindle McWell, in tow, we shall carry some large pots of stew and some extra bowls and spoons and other things, and we will go to the poor district where the ghettos and the slums are. While I'm there, I'm going to, open up my folding chair, sit down, and I will start to gather the poor around me and start passing out food to everybody.
And while he passes out food, I'm going to administer medical aid to those that need it, that come in.
While we're doing this, of course, I'm actually going to start chatting some of them up. I'm going to ask them questions like, what's the city like? How do you think of the government? How do the guards treat people? Have you seen anything suspicious lately? I'm going to be chatting them up for info.
Alright, let me see if I can answer some of those questions. A young urchin boy says, Well, the guards kind of suck. I think we'd be in bigger trouble if Baron Els wasn't here.
They kind of suck.
Another lady says, the Baron is a fine leader if he's not punching out that punching bag of his in his office. I swear, it sounds like cannonballs going off. Came here to get away from a war zone. But other than that, he's pretty good. What another question you had going?
Let's see.
Like if they saw stuff that was suspicious.
I was asking to see if anyone had seen things suspicious lately. You know, this is like a great opportunity for you to like drop some lore on us if you needed to.
I was like slowly introducing it.
Yeah. I'm also going to be keeping an eye out for. Well, that was my perception roll that I just fucked up.
Yeah, that's what I was about. That's what I was about to ask for further information. The first two were free.
Like I said, I was going to use my perception to kind of keep an eye out for some of the more knowledgeable street urchin type people. You know what I mean? You know, the shady kind, the ones that know a lot more than they ever say. Those kind of people. Those are the people.
Those are the guys in the back. Those are the guys who they come up, they thank you for the food, and they try to quietly slip back into the crowd, including an older gray-haired man.
Before those kind of people take off, I'm gonna kind of like subtly flash a gold coin at them, and then kind of like try to get their attention.
Well, now you got my attention. What do you need to know?
I want to know about Asmodeus and the people who seem to worship him. Any kind of suspicious people in black hoods running around lately?
He looks to the left, looks to the right, and looks at you like, if you, like, to be honest, I think some of those people might be working for the top.
Like how close are we talking to the top? Like all the way to the king, or maybe someone below him?
Definitely below him. I was looking into Baron Els here. He had history. Oh, right. You probably don't know this. The Baron had a history with the king. They were both in love with the late queen, but clearly she chose the king over the Baron. The Baron of Els, of course, was as loud and jovial as you can get, but I don't think he fully forgave the king for his wife's death.
I see.
But if you really want something suspicious, I can't sense anything from Mr. Pennyworth, the Els assistant. Essentially, he runs the government. Els got his position from his own heroic days. He, like I said, him and the king were good friends.
I want to do a sense motive just to see if any of this information he's given me seems to be lying. I'm looking at like his body language and seeing if he looks kind of sketchy.
Well, while it does look sketchy,
I meant in his information. Does it look like he's lying? Like typical lying would be sweating a little bit, constantly looking over your shoulder, you're constantly looking away as you talk, stuff like that.
Yeah, I was about to finish. Well, like I say, while he does look sketchy, it seems like for his information, he believes he is telling the truth.
As far as he knows, it's the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna roll a perception to kind of keep us in. Watch out for any shadier people that would want to do us harm.
Wouldn't that also be a combination with the sense motive as well? To read body language?
Yes, that's the perception. And that's the sense motive.
Well, you do see Sally is actually watching in the background this whole thing and walks away. You also see a couple of thugs like looking to see if they could take you guys in a fight, but other than that, not really yet.
I'm gonna toss the gold coin at the guy I'm talking to and bid him a day.
I will nod at Pezzack and then nod at the guys that are watching us.
Yeah, I see him too.
And then I'm going back to medically bandaging people.
And then I'm gonna hand him a big bowl of stew and say, "Here you are, sir. Your rabbit stew. You have a nice day." As I slip him the coin.
All right, she is nice and safe and slowly falling asleep from the ale.
Can you stop getting the princess drunk?
No.
No,
Look.
it is my goal to make everyone as drunk as me.
I know that she's going through a lot right now, but we need her clear-headed. She should be fine.
Don't worry, that's his half sister anyhow.
I don't think she has any. Oh God, I'm about to make a joke. I was about to say the words. I don't think she has any dwarven in her. And I just realized where that was going to hop, skip, and
Not
jump
yet.
to. Yeah, you had to say it.
Farewell. But anyway, I'm gonna lean over to McWell and go. You think it's time for us to get the hell out of here?
What's it look like for our customer base for food and medical treatment?
Oh, now half the city's showing up. But
Is there
it looks.
a lot of
It looks.
poor people in the city?
About a quarter of the city is, let's just say, not working right now.
Oh wow. See, I expected like a few homeless people, not like most of the city. I don't think we brought enough food for that.
No, a quarter of the city. Like, the city's about 100 people, so it's about 25.
Oh, that's
I
Village,
might
I should
wander
say.
out and give you guys some hand with the medical side of things, because I am trained in heal.
At least while everyone is here, I'm thinking of maybe running a perception
What
check.
is your heal?
Kind of.
7.
Okay, you can stay put. I got 13.
But
You can assist.
You don't want, yeah, I'm going to assist. So I'm assisting you.
All right, well, let's run them through.
Yep.
Now continue passing out food.
Yep. Get a +2 from me, because I'm assisting you.
All right.
Like nursing in the next one.
You're now a nurse.
I handle less severe cases. You handle the more severe ones.
Okay. What kind of check would this be? Basically keeping an eye out on everyone just to see if anyone is kind of like purposely looking towards the princess.
That would be a
That's
sense
perception?
motive. No, perception is to notice things. Sense motive is to read what you see. Sense motive allows you to read body language. It helps you detect lies, determine a person's general thoughts, like surface ideas.
Could Remi do a sense motive check and kind of keep an eye on things while still performing in the bar? I mean, you will be on like a stage or like slightly above the crowd, so you have a good view.
In Samuel's case, other than people wondering what's a cute looking girl doing of this age-old dwarf, no one's really eyeballing the princess like that.
And it seemed like a good idea at the time.
So, Mr. Jimpan, if you'd be so kind, can you roll sense motive?
Okay.
Something similar.
So, Ty, have those couple of thugs done anything recently, or are they just still eyeballing us?
They were eyeballing you, and now I think they decided. Let me actually do a quick.
Well, with 3 of us there,
Yeah, 1 second.
and me basically covered in weapons.
Yeah, they decided to fuck off.
Well, technically, only you're covered in weapons. Carkindle and Pezzack only carry staves.
Yeah, but think about it. It's a couple of dudes with knives thinking, can we take these guys for the money? They saw it was a 3-on-2 of disadvantage and thought, maybe we'll find
Well,
it
I
easier.
will make a point that Pezzack, what he wears makes him look fairly poor, so he doesn't actually look like he carries much money. He wears like simple travel-stained outfits and shit.
Yeah, my outfits, though well cared for, are not exactly brand new and fancy.
So they were probably looking towards me, because
You're not there though.
Yeah.
I was at the bar.
We're outside.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
I-
outside, probably what,
I
a couple
left.
blocks down.
I'm like on the other side of town. I'm in slums.
I'll, after assisting for a while with some of the healing, I'm gonna go back to the bar.
Okay, as you make your way back to the bar, just before the evening rush comes in, a gentleman stumbles through the front door and looks like he had the shit beat out of him by something. And what was that for?
That's my cook skill for the evening crowd.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
damn!
I made a gourmet dinner, bitch.
Even the Baron himself comes in and goes, I've heard this legendary meal's going on. I'm here to get a sample of it.
1 steak burger coming up. Boosh. 2 copper.
He happily pays, as well as the bar is filled to the point where they actually have to put a line around the corner now.
Yeah. Good thing I got in there a little early. Good thing I got in there early.
Yeah, I'm fucking awesome.
If only we got that roll with Sally. We might have gotten a little bit more out of her.
Yeah.
You have gotten as much as I could give you storyline wise.
Okay. And you can't deny my thought of trying to get her to loosen her lips with alcohol.
Yeah, I rolled something. I rolled something
I'm
behind the
gonna pull
scenes.
the princess aside and ask her, do you think we can trust the Baron, or should we keep what we've learned to ourselves?
I don't think that's the best idea.
Actually, would the princess even really know about that relation between the king and
No, that was
No, she
that was
would
before.
not.
That was obviously before she was even born.
Yeah.
So she'll say, "Well, he always was a nice person to my father, so I'll leave it up to you, gentlemen."
Hey, Vicryn, can I talk with you privately? Over here, away from the princess.
Sure.
I don't think it's the best idea to involve the Baron because he may have some issues with the king currently. It turns out, I got this from a anonymous source when I was passing out food, because that's why I was there, that he was kind of wanting to bang the queen before the queen married the king, and he is not happy about her death. And he blames the king specifically for it. So he might have some axes to grind.
Let's keep this to ourselves for the moment, and keep this away from the princess. We don't need
That's
to get her
why
involved.
we're not standing near her when we're discussing this.
I think she's probably passed out already.
I highly doubt it.
She's still conscious, barely.
But anyway, when the Baron comes in, I'm gonna actually chat his ass up and be like, "So, Baron, I heard you like steak burgers. How's it been? How you doing? Did you find out anything weird about that lieutenant of yours that we helped you arrest?"
I have 2 of my best men talking to him right now. They
And
refuse.
how good are your best men?
These are guys.
Are you sure you can trust them?
These are 2 men. These are 2 men I've trained personally in the form of
Sense
martial arts.
16. I want to read his body language.
He is as loud and boisterous as he always is, so he's definitely telling the truth.
Doesn't seem sketchy or suspicious or anything.
Not at all.
Okie dokies. Now, Ty, weren't you saying something about somebody coming in and like looking like they got beat up before he got distracted with my 28 cook check?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Yeah, just as the crowd leaves,
Like the food was so good, even Ty himself was distracted.
okay, everybody leaves. The Baron's still there, like enjoying the food, and one of the Baron's men, in fact, comes in and is like, "Sir, I'm sorry. What happened? This woman with a quarterstaff, she just showed up and beat the crap out of us. Frankie is dead." And you could tell this guy's barely clinging on to life himself.
Heal check.
I'm gonna walk over there, put his arm over mine, and I'm gonna drag him and lead him off to a corner where I can work with him a little easier.
Yeah, I'm cracking out my heal kit.
All right,
Vicryn, over here. Doc, I shall assist you. Doctor, are you ready?
Here's my
Yeah.
to help or to do, and that's a 24.
I just rolled a 27.
all right, you guys do collectively, which actually would have taken. You do manage to stabilize him, though this dude definitely has broken ribs, broken arms, barely functional legs, and if it wasn't for your heal check, it would have been a punctured lung on top of it.
Congratulations, Doctor. That was a successful surgery, as always.
Well, you saved it before the broken rib went into his lung, I should say.
Okay, he's gonna need a lot of bed rest, but he should make it.
I will work with him in the bed rest and see what I can do to get him up and running again.
Well, right now we just need information. We gotta find out who this is and stop him, whoever it is.
Like
It's late evening by now, right?
yeah, it's getting late.
I'm gonna zip out the window. I'm gonna just put in the shadows and see if I can backtrack where he came from.
I'm actually going to do
He'll
that. myself.
actually straight up tell you. It was from the he was one that the Baron straight up tells you this is one of the two guys that was guarding the gentleman in the prison.
I
crap.
shall go towards the prison, but I shall be doing so stealthily. 22.
I'll be doing the same.
Shadows.
You stealthily make your way toward the prison.
God damn it!
Well, he loudly makes his way to the prison.
I try to stay far away from Vicryn as possible.
So now you have some of the citizens looking at Victor and going, "What the hell's going on over
I
there?"
use Vicryn as a distraction to continue sliding through the shadows.
Okay, an 11 is not a terrible roll.
Okay, I
if you're
know.
dealing with someone
I'm
untrained.
joking.
Some people who are perceptive will notice me.
Yeah, some of the townspeople
yeah.
will notice you, but
Yeah, I'm not exactly. I've made
you're not exactly the.
mistakes.
If it was really bad, I would say you're like the one man band. Everybody's following you
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, though I am trying not to be near him. But and I shall go to the jail. Is Vicryn and Pezzack the only people going? By the way,
Anyone else joining them?
I
Yeah,
guess.
I think we're all going.
The injured guy.
Oh,
I'm in
he's
the
there
bar.
with injured. I'm gonna have the princess stay with them.
So
I guess it's just us two.
all right, so it's just you two.
No, I think Samuel Smith is also walking down.
What?
Or are you going into to protect the guard mode?
I was kind of in protect the guard mode, like sitting around the princess and whatnot.
There you go. Okay.
Kind of moving between the two.
So it's just you.
myself and
So it's
Pezzack
just
are
you two
going.
right now. So I'm
Yeah.
going to adjust this a little. And forgive the bad art. This was a lot better drawn, but
So I'm not stealthily moving across town, but I'm gonna see if I can't stealth into the damn prison.
all right. So you're in the prison now, and of course you see
Yeah.
Two
I'm gonna
men
try
look-
and be stealthy.
you
while
see
going to
two
the
men.
prison.
You see two men with broadswords, and of course the woman in question. Well, then obviously hooded. Of course, forgive this little image right here. And behind them was a woman with the same hood, but her hood's actually down, and she has more, let's just say,
So
decorations
that's
on
the
her
woman?
robes. Yep.
Hooded
And-
guy, and then who are these two?
Those are, well, you actually recognize them. Those are the same assholes that ran away from you last time.
Ah,
And that's, of course, the half-dead lieutenant. That's why I picked the picture of Brock Lesnar.
oh,
Rock
this-
lobster. Rock lobster.
So the two guys over here then are the two guards that ran from us. Then we got the chick, and then the lieutenant here.
Who's nearly unconscious. And she's winding up another swing of her quarterstaff.
On him?
On him, yeah. You know
Oh.
the master doesn't tolerate failure. Give me one reason to keep you alive. and drew a broken jaw. He's trying to say, "I didn't tell them any," and she hits him again with her quarterstaff.
What
Okay, we
kind
got
of
a-
what kind of layout of the surrounding area are we looking at here? Like, what are these objects here? And
All right, yeah, like I said, this is poor last minute DM art.
I know,
Those
that's
are
what
the
I'm
actual.
just telling you to give me details.
Yeah,
so I can think of it.
those are the actual cells, and these are and the 4 of them are actually inside of another cell.
So this is a pretty open, corded prison with just cells that look out to outside.
Yeah,
Okay. There's just a courtyard, and
yeah, that's the main
U-
courtyard.
a U horse-shaped type prison, and then this is just like the out in the open part of the city.
Well, assume the prison goes down a little farther, but yeah. After that, there's actually a doorway back here, way in the back, and then you get to the city.
Yep.
Oh, so it's not open there.
It's not open, no, but it's
Okay, so this is an all enclosed area.
with the exception of this guy, yeah.
Okay.
It's a fenced off prison.
Since
So
you
we're looking
guys-
at like a enclosed in wall, but with an open sky courtyard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if these both guys are considered human, I can pull a pretty nasty attack on both of them.
Out of curiosity, did they recognize the female at all?
Who, the 2 men?
Us.
Yeah,
Oh
I
no,
mean,
this is the first time you've seen. Oh, this is the first time you've seen this chick.
yeah,
But then again, to
why
be
don't we
honest,
go
this is
with
also the
Sally
first.
Moone again.
No, it's definitely not Miss Moon. You could tell. Her voice and her mannerisms are definitely far different.
Okay. I'm going to try and signal to Pezzack that I want to attack the 2 guys and draw her attention away from the prisoner.
I nod. I'm
I've
gonna point at the woman and point at me.
You're gonna I point at the woman, then I point at you, and I nod my head.
And
Then
then
I
I'm
point
going
at the
to
2
hide in
guys
the
and point
shadows
myself.
while he does this.
Yeah.
Stealth check.
Yep.
30.
Nice.
To hide in the shadows.
Oh yeah, you're like ninjas.
I'm going to do a 5-foot step out, and because these guys are unaware, I'm going to fire 1 arrow with rapid shot with deadly aim active. And there's a couple of things that have been activated as well, which will be quite fun to see.
I'm actually gonna like slip over this way.
And these guys are human, right?
They're both human, and although the image probably should show it, both of them do have their backs turned.
Ty, are these guys human?
Yeah.
Ty?
Yes.
Guy?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. I forgot to hit push to talk. They're human, and they have their backs turned.
Okay, so
Well, backs turned to you.
that actually activates my stealth attack as well.
I figured that, but I had to make the scenario look realistic
Okay,
as
so,
possible.
so I'm doing deadly aim on both of them, so it's only a +6 because, well, I lose 1 from deadly aim. But they are favored enemies, so this is going to be very interesting. First guy,
Only if you hit.
17 versus Flatfoot.
Just hit.
Versus Flatfoot?
Oh, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong
Oh,
stat
About
line.
to say it.
Yeah,
that
definitely.
scared me for a
Yeah,
second.
that definitely hits.
It's like, holy shit, he's huge.
And here's the damage, 7. I'm going to do the stealth attack on this guy.
Which one?
This guy here.
So he's your second shot.
He's my first shot.
Oh.
So he just took 13 damage to the back.
He stumbles around trying to grab what the arrows in his back. Like, what in the fuck?
Oh God! Wow.
Now, I'm targeting this little bastard. 11 versus Flatfoot.
Yeah, hits.
God, I'm just getting crap rolls today. 13 damage.
Oh, damn. Yeah, same thing. He turns around, looks at you, tries to look around to find out where the pain's coming from.
Well,
And
they
now-
know exactly where the pain's coming from. They see a figure in a
masked
gray
hooded
cloak.
figure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're starting to walk out, and the lady up here looks at them, looks down like, and what in the world's going on? Can you two idiots even look over a prison correctly? Go there and smack him up while I continue to assist our friend in making sure he remembers who the real master is. As she's sitting there the dude's head's down, she's sitting there poking with her quarterstaff. So this man and this man comes forward with their swords drawn.
Wait, they don't try to charge me or anything? Idiots.
They don't know. To be fair, they also don't know if you have any friends or not. So they're looking around to make sure you do. You're like, did this asshole come alone? Let's make sure and be careful about this.
I'm going to, again, just basically split arrows between the two of them. This time, I'm not doing deadly aim.
Meanwhile, I'm going to remain in the shadows until they pass. Until
I
they go
think I
past
hit
me.
with a
Yeah,
26.
that was a direct hit.
10 more damage to the face.
He's barely moving now, and might have to get ready to roll initiative because now she'll have to start getting involved.
I'm going to shoot another one at the other
2,
guy.
3, 4,
16
5.
versus AC.
That hits.
13 damage. I don't know if this guy's alive anymore.
He has 1 HP left.
Oh shit, sorry. Subtract 2 from both those damages. So
3 and 5 respectively.
yeah, okay. Got it, yep. And I'm taking a 5-foot step this way because I can.
She looks at you like, who in the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you?
Just a concerned citizen. Last time I checked, beating up a prisoner is against the law.
Last time I checked, he's a prisoner. Last time I checked, this was 3-on-1. Tell me, what makes you think you're actually going to win here?
Because I got friends on the other side. Ba-dum-tish.
I'm exceptionally well trained. What can I say?
I'm exceptionally well trained.
I just shrug.
You're like,
Oh boy, quick reminder, what's Cure Light Wounds? Because that's what she's about to cast on the one that's about to die.
D8 plus caster level, max of 5.
Yeah.
yeah, what he said.
Oops, my bad. D8 plus half the level maxed. So
No,
damn.
D8 plus caster level. Maximum 5.
So this guy gets 5.
Yeah, it's +1 per caster level up to a maximum of +5.
So we're dealing with somebody that's a level 4 caster.
5 caster.
So yeah, she brings the guys that 2 HP back to 8.
Nice.
She looks at the guy who's a little more stable and says, "All right, looks like we're having some trouble here. Go back there and finish this guy so we can get out of here."
Go kill him.
And he turns around and takes a few steps back into the prison.
Do I get another shot?
Well, obviously, he's an attack of opportunity if he turns his back to you, isn't he?
Well, it's not technically not an attack of opportunity, but if it's kind of the next round, he's moving back to do something.
Yes, he's moving back to do something.
Nope, you're not going anywhere. You just took 5. I think I killed him.
Yeah, your arrow nails him to the prison wall. Well, the bar wall over there.
No killing prisoners on my watch.
Stupid fucking idiots.
Is he
And
blocking the door
horribly
now?
miss with this guy.
Is his body blocking the door?
No,
I
it's not.
missed this guy. I only get a 10. Arrow
Yeah,
flies.
it flies
Damn.
past. It flies past him. He just smacks it with his sword. All right. She's getting annoyed. And it's like, go over there and kill him, or I am going to kill you. And in fear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's just enough. One second, I
Yep.
forgot. No, I forgot I had to find the notes to hit you with a broadsword. Fuck it, he's just gonna punch you.
With a sword?
Yeah, it's just gonna hit you with the nub with the sword. Like, he's like, I'm sorry, man, but oh damn!
Oh! Ow! You may have just killed my character.
Shit!
Because if it's a broadsword,
I didn't mean to actually kill him. I just wanted to
You
smack
haven't even
him.
rolled damage yet.
it's at least a ×2 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What does the broadsword do?
Let me check. I didn't actually expect it to crit like that.
No, sorry. You have to roll again to confirm the crit. Sorry, I forgot. You have to roll again. Yeah, I forgot crit confirmation.
Oh,
No,
you're kidding me.
Don't confirm.
He
Let's
hits-
roll
he hits
damage,
me.
guys. Everyone
Yeah, he
calm the
hits me.
fuck down.
It's gonna die.
I hit you, but I don't kill you.
Should we roll initiative at some point, by the way?
That probably might be a good idea. Actually, might as well not, because after this lady is
Okay, so is he using a two-handed sword or a one-handed sword?
two-handed.
So okay, that means he's either using a great sword, which is a 2d6 weapon, or he's probably using a great sword, or he's
You
using
can
a
also
long
be
sword.
using a long sword. It's a two-handed weapon.
I was about to say a long sword. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then he does d8 plus strength and a half, minimum +1, I think. Damn.
Are you actually gonna run up on this woman now?
You bet your ass. I'm gonna charge out of the fucking shadows. She's not gonna fucking expect this shit. May I?
It's up to you. She's still standing there.
Charge!
What the fuck?
See, since it's a charge, that's a +2. So, Ka-ka!
She just pokes you with her staff. Like, are you done now?
Oh, I don't get special sneak attack.
Been like flat-foot as well.
She would be flat-footed, but
She no, you're coming by now because she's already looking this fight coming.
I attacked from the shadow.
Oh, you attacked from the
she was
shadows.
unaware. She was
I
unaware.
She's
was
unaware. My
stealth,
bad.
so she
So
was
yeah,
not
she
aware
does.
of my
She
presence.
does. She does get hit. My bad.
Aha! So she does take damage. Woohoo!
Yeah.
So that's 1d6 for damage because I have no strength mod. It helps if I actually type /R because I'm stupid.
Well, you actually would get, I think, at least a +1 because quarterstaff is a two-handed weapon.
Plus half of 0 is still 0.
Minimum 1.
Okay, so that's 3 damage.
3 damage.
She takes 3 damage.
Whatever. Oh wait, but she also takes an additional 4 because of sneak attack. Because she was flat-footed.
You wallop her on the head.
I'll bop her on the head.
Up on the head.
Why am I changing if I know what's going to happen next? Excuse me, why are you here?
I'm not answer that. Fuck you. Why are you here? Meh.
To do this. Well, I'm here for a job, and I know this is going to leave her open, but she's going to go back here. Yeah, I know this leaves her open for attacks.
Attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm working on it. Give me a damn minute. It takes a second for me to type the shit out. That doesn't hit.
No, it doesn't. And she is going to golf swing this dude's head to finish him off.
Coup de
Womp,
grace.
womp,
Coup de
womp,
grace.
womp.
Yeah.
Full round action.
Oh yeah,
Can't
Oh, I
can't
can't
do
do
this
that, but
around
yeah.
yeah, she's gonna pull her staff back to prepare to finish him off. So yeah, that's it.
We got a round.
You have a round to save him.
Okay. 5 foot step. I think I hit.
Yeah, that hits.
I think I kill him.
He stumbles back, looking at her like, heal, please heal, and drops dead.
Help me! Help me!
And now, firing on the other one. I miss horribly.
She just moves her head to the side, like,
She kind of
Are
like
you-
steps.
are you really the threat these two said you were?
I'm having an off day.
I guess obviously it's
I killed the other two quite accurately. I just got a bad shot because I just got stabbed.
your turn. Shit.
I thought I basically hit you with like the pommel of the sword.
Whoop-ah!
You probably got a nasty headache.
Skeweja!
She gets hit.
Shazam!
All right, she is
Wow!
messed up on my earlier calculation, but yeah, she's hurt. She's
And
bruised
now-
up at this point.
Yeah, and if she tries a coup de grace, that will draw an attack of opportunity.
Like, what do you two want?
That?
And let me actually change it.
Information, mainly.
I'm not under any obligation to answer any of your silly questions. So,
Well, I'm not an obligation to help you. My job by my master is to come here and remove these
mean Georgie?
problems.
are you talking about Georgie?
Who
I
the
just talked to him the other day.
who the
He seems
fuck
like a
is
nice fellow.
who the fuck is Georgie?
Isn't he the Dark Overlord involved in this whole situation who runs the Black Cloaks? I call him Georgie. Because he wouldn't give a real name.
Well, of course he's not going to give a real name. Do you?
Well, then I'm going to
This-
call him Georgie, so yeah. Suck on them titties.
Do what you want. I have a job to do, and she does, in fact, land a coup de grace, so you both get a tax opportunity. Let's see if you can
No,
actually.
only I do.
I don't
Actually,
threaten.
Shendu gets an attack opportunity. Let's see if you can actually kill her.
Nope.
Tip: you're probably
missed.
not. No.
Unless we have hero points, so let us reroll. Which we
Do
don't
what?
have. Unless we have hero points, which will let us reroll, but we don't have hero points.
No.
Yeah, we're not playing that system.
So yeah,
Actually-
she clubs the dude to the side of the head, killing him for quarterstaff. Then she looks at you like, "Now, are we done here?"
Now?
Well, her turn's over since I can't do anything else yet.
Congratulations!
I'm reading something real
You've just
fast.
filled his you've just become the new person to fill his job of telling us information about your master.
So, well,
fun.
he wasn't going to tell us anything anyway. He had a geese spell on him, so whatever.
I'm firing arrows at her. Is she human?
She is human, yes.
Okay. I think that hits.
That hits.
and 11
she is
damage.
and she is definitely bloodied.
I recommend surrendering. Does she surrender?
Of course
Yeah.
not.
17 hit her AC.
17 hits.
8 damage.
She's down to her knee now.
Surrender.
I'm going to 5-foot step back. I'm going to cast Shadow Trap on her. Will save will negate this DC 15. Die.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Roll her will. You have to beat a 15. You are now pinned to your location. You are no longer able to move more than 5 feet from that location. Every round, as a full round action, you can attempt a new saving throw, but until such a time, for the next 2 rounds, you are unable to move from that spot. I have now immobilized you.
I'm going to walk over here and go, hey, Pezzack, you mind dealing with this? And I'm going to point to the very nasty sword wound on my chest.
I shall consume my Shield of Faith to cast Cure Light Wounds on you. 1d8 plus 2. Fuck. 5 points.
Okay, enough to work with.
She looks at you two like, what do you two want? I can't.
Drop.
My master would be more angered if I died now.
Drop the staff.
She taught like this is a good staff too. Killed many a men with it. Oh, well, I should get a new one. And she tosses her staff towards yeah.
On your knees.
She's
Hands
kind
behind your
of
head.
already on. She's kind of already on her knee. Remember?
I'm
Okay,
going to
then.
cast Detect Magic, and I'm going to check her for any magical items and effects that are casted on her currently.
Yep, I'm going to wait for the detect magic before I approach. I'll just be standing here with my bow ready to go and fire.
Do I detect any magical effects?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that was your role. No, you don't.
I don't have to roll.
Oh, sorry.
Detect magic just works unless there's a spell that can hide stuff. But
Oh no, there is no spell that's currently on her. You do detect something is being cast though.
An object?
An object.
I'm going to reach over and I'm going to take it from her.
Ooh,
Immediately.
that probably isn't a good idea.
Too late.
you can roll spellcraft to technically detect it, figure out what it is.
Yeah, I can. Let's see. Let me read this. Any magical auras in my sight, I can make a knowledge arcana check to determine the school of magic involved in each. If the aura emanates from an item, you can attempt to identify its properties with a spellcraft. So, one moment.
Roll spellcraft.
Yeah, you fucking read it then. Yeah, she won't. Oh, fuck my spell. Because I actually did just recently get training in this last level, so.
Woohoo!
20 plus 6. 12!
Obviously, is an object of Asmodeus. You also sense it's possibly the same teleporter beacon your two dead friends used earlier.
I am taking it away from her and throwing it off into the corner.
You also sense that something is very strange with this object. Like, if you grab it, something bad's gonna happen.
Is it in like her pocket?
It's around her neck.
I will use my stick or my staff to flick it away from her.
How far?
As far as I can flick it away.
Alright, give me a strength check.
Shabam! 6!
You just flick it far enough away so it's past the present bars, and then it explodes.
Woohoo! Suck it!
I'm
Georgie.
going to attack. Do you detect anything else on her magically? Okay, then.
I will, however, strip her of her clothing in case she's hiding a weapon.
I was just going to pat her down.
Nope. Strip her down.
You might want to just someone go back and get Rimi to do this.
Nope. Strip her down. Pezzack does not give a flying fuck if she's a man or a woman. He is stripping her. Strip searching. I've dealt with way too many fucking rogues. I know how this shit works. Strip search.
All right.
I
You
guess
take
I'll
you
Fuck her
take
modesty.
you take off her cloak. She has cleric clothing underneath, and you take that off as well.
I'm going to assist with a perception roll to search and see if I can't find anything on her myself, going through her
21.
as well
For
as what
perception.
the other guys have. I'm checking all the bodies, recollecting my arrows.
All right. I gotta give you the loot table a little later.
No problem. I'm
But yeah, the
Okay.
clothing she had on, and obviously her quarterstaff, was definitely that of a cleric.
I'm also tying her hands behind her back with rope.
Wow.
You
Well,
clearly don't.
regular quarterstaffs. That doesn't necessarily mean they're a cleric.
I know. I meant the clothing she had on underneath her robe was.
She has clerical vestments.
Yeah.
Does she have a holy symbol to Asmodeus?
I think that might have been the necklace that exploded.
Yeah, that was.
Does she have any others?
Not physically on her person, though she does have a tattoo on her right arm. And while all this is happening, well,
I assume the explosion brought like
yeah,
more people to show up.
Els is pretty much the first one there. Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why?
I'm not a guy.
We caught your lieutenant's other boss sending an assassin to kill him, along with the two guys that ran away yesterday. They're kind of dead now.
But I have her alive, and I'm going to tie her up with my rope.
I've already tied her arms behind her back.
I can assure you she is not carrying any more weapons. I checked thoroughly.
And this explosion on the mark on the floor.
That was her exploding necklace thing.
Holy
I flicked
symbol.
it over there before it could kill her, so she can answer questions. Because she doesn't have a geese spell like the last one, so she's capable of answering questions.
And I'm going to assume at this point the others either saw the Baron running towards the prison or has heard the explosion as well at this point.
Yes. If the princess went, then I'm following.
I can
Yeah.
probably assume the princess went.
Then yeah.
So more than likely, the only person who wouldn't be here would be McWell.
McWell or yeah.
He's tending to the guard.
Yeah.
He's doing his cleric stuff. I'm doing my rogue stuff.
So do you want us to put our tokens down on the map or?
Might as well.
Yeah.
And of course, you got one more guest joining you. Oh my, I've heard a loud explosion. What could be going on here?
Someone was trying to assassinate this prisoner we captured yesterday. He's a former lieutenant of the guard who is tampering with a crime scene.
Let me look at his face. Or what's left of it, at least.
Sense motive on Sally Moone.
You don't sense anything at the moment. She takes a look at his face and looks at him real quick and goes, Lieutenant McWell.
Nope, I don't sense anything either.
He
I'm
was
gonna cast detect magic, and I'm gonna stare at Sally Moon. What do I sense?
Oh boy. Something magical is surrounding her, and as far as magical objects, her family brooch, the one she wears right just above her cleavage line with a moon emblem on it, has some definitely serious magic mojo going on.
I share.
Yeah, I probably should have described most of the character's physical features a lot better. Yeah, other than the picture you have, she has on a black shirt, frilly dress, and her family brooch and long black boots.
Okay, you said I sense a magical aura and an item.
Yeah, the item and an aura.
Okay, I'm going to use spellcraft on the item because that's how it works. Let's see. Identify its properties. Yes. So let me do that. Say plus. So many things I gotta fucking look at here. 6. 8
It's a
for
shiny
detecting
diamond.
the properties of the items.
It's a shiny diamond brooch that may have the ability to remove curses.
Okay. Or emanates from an attempt to identify properties. If the items or creatures bearing the auras are in sight, economists check to determine school of magic.
Alright.
And the magical aura that's surrounding her, because it's not an item, I have to use an Arcana, knowledge Arcana check, which is also plus 25 on the magical aura that is not an item.
Well, shit. Ah, motherfucker.
It's a Gios.
No, it's not Giosk.
Actually, I actually mispronounced the spell's name the other day. It's actually a geese spell, not Gios.
Geese. Okay, it's a geese.
Fuck, I have to say this.
Well, actually, this only determines the school of magic involved in it. It doesn't tell me about its properties because it's not an item. It's only an aura.
Well, the school you detect is
If the
definitely...
items or creatures bearing the auras are in line of sight, you can make a knowledge Arcana skill check. Determine the school of magic involved in each. Make one check per aura. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see, DC 15 plus spell level or 15 plus half caster level for a non-spell effect. If the aura emanates from a magic item, you can attempt to identify its properties with spell.
Alright, well, you could tell obviously she's a sorceress. And that something's not quite... What's the word I could say? Let's just...
On the up and up, things are kind of sketchy. It's a little suspicious.
Exactly. But you could tell that she is definitely a very powerful sorceress.
What school of magic is the aura around her? If I can determine with my 25 skill check.
Not quite yet.
Damn. It must be a really powerful spell if I can't tell with my DC.
Yeah. See, an aura's power depends on the spell's functioning spell level or item caster's level. See the company table. Aura falls into more category the strong too. So you people had questions to ask me. Could you start asking them already? The tied-up girl starts complaining.
What is Georgie's real name?
I'm not gonna make it that easy, even if you have me bound up like this.
I'll kind of kneel down since she's probably still lying on her stomach, hands behind her back, tied up. I'm gonna just dangle my holy symbol to Desna in front of her face and goes, "Do you know what this is?"
Of course I do.
That's what we call a holy symbol in the cleric's business.
I am a cleric, you idiot.
So am I, dumbass, so fuck her off.
Who are you?
Who cares who she is? I want to know about her boss.
My name is Aldraeli. Aldraeli. It's spelled Aldreie.
The bitch ass cleric.
Cleric of Asmodeus. How did you get here?
Obviously she walked.
Well, so... Oops, shit. My computer derped. me a minute. One second, let me reset the
Go ahead,
browser.
take
real
your time.
quick.
I'm seeing if I have any spells that can make her talk.
Do you have a funnel?
What?
Do you have a funnel? I still have my gallons of alcohol.
Oh, hey. Samuel, alcohol is not the answer to everything. Stop trying to make it your solution to everything. It doesn't work that way. You crazy dwarf.
All right, I'm back.
Where's Remy?
I have no idea.
Yo, Rimi,
Huh?
join us. Join us at the prison. Help us interrogate this crazy bitch.
Technically, this is your job. You are the charisma face.
Uh,
At the very least, I can answer to my question, though.
What question is that?
She just answered your question.
How did she get in here?
Oh, I came on the winds. You know how things go.
Hey! No! Only those of Villara come in the winds. Fuck you, you Asmodeus whore!
Do a magic. Do a check if you want, but
Well, technically,
She
technically the same.
she meant to. She put it in a way of saying that that wind that took her two friends away.
In other words, you
Oh.
teleported. Just say that. Damn it. Why you gotta be so fucking cryptid?
Because she's a smartass, if you haven't noticed.
I'm gonna thump her in the fucking nose.
Ow! That hurt!
You were supposed to.
How did you get a jump on the two Baron Elsa's two guys?
She teleported.
But even within them, they still should have been able to fight back. They were trained by the Baron.
I heard the guards kind of suck in this town. No
But
offense.
those weren't actual guards. I know they suck. Those two are supposed to be my best men. And what can I say, old man? The best wasn't good enough. And neither is your friends around here.
I'll thump her in the nose again.
No. I'm going to grab her by the back of her hair and shove her face back into the dirt.
Is
For
this
that
the
one.
way you treat ladies? I'm a young one. I think you might want to find new friends. Her talking to Remy.
uh,
Oh, this is how we
Well-
treat whores. I treat ladies far better.
Osmodians are my natural enemy.
You don't get.
Asmodeans.
I really don't.
So weird
I
when you
really,
say it that way.
I really don't care.
You don't get any alcohol from me.
Pezzack just face palms next to Samuel. Just oh my god.
hmm.
Rimi, let's see if you can loosen her tongue.
Yeah.
And you just walk over a dead body.
I reckon around.
You can drag him away.
I can't move the icon. I can only move mine.
All right. Sorry. There.
And the night. Her.
Who do I work for?
What is Georgie's name? I want to know. Also, guys, just as an aside, I determined I do not have any truth spells in first level. I don't get those until second level. Shroud. So, yeah, I don't have any way to force her to talk.
I thought you were level 2 already. Wouldn't you get that then?
No,
I have level 2, but I do not have second level spells. I don't get those until
Okay. Yeah, you broke up a little bit on that end,
Yeah.
so I didn't hear that part. I just heard second level, and
Yeah, as
your
in second
spells.
level spells.
yeah, I didn't hear the spells part.
You want a name? Fine. He calls himself Bane for some reason. likes to go for
Bane?
Lucky.
Slain?
he likes to I guess you guys know better than anyone. A flair for dramatic, but beyond that.
I want to roll knowledge, knowledge, religion. Does Bane have any special meaning for Asmodeans?
No, he's just like the girl said. He picked that name for the flair.
Well,
But you do, but you
can't.
can't, but
Georgie, then.
But you can't tell us some code name, so not even many of his followers, not even his higher ups, really know his real name.
Who is your immediate higher up?
She starts laughing.
Hey guys, just a heads up. Daniel lost power in Columbus, and so he's not going to be able to play with us for this.
Okay.
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 I will be taking over his character in terms of
Yeah, rolls and basically we lobotomize him. He's now a robot.
No, I am in control of him now.
Oh, okay. He laughs for a minute. She laughs for a minute and goes, "Oh, my immediate supervisor is." And Sally looks at her. Now, be sure you tell us the truth, my dear. We wouldn't want you.
Sense motive. Sense motive. Sense motive. As soon as I find it. +9. Bam! 28!
Oh, you said she's about to hypnotize this poor girl.
Wait, who's about to hypnotize who now?
Sally.
Sally's about to hypnotize.
get hit. What?
Sally's about to hypnotize the cleric.
Oh, I thought the cleric was about to do something to Sally.
No, she would have gotten a boot to the face if you tried that.
The way it sounded like to me, it sounded like fucking Alona was trying to like throw some fucking subtle hints over at Sally because I'm so suspicious of Sally.
No, Sally's trying to say something to Alona. Sally was saying to Alona, "Hey, you now make sure you tell these men the truth now. We wouldn't want any lying to happen now, would we?" She's trying to hypnotize her, like speaking,
Oh, okay.
and using charisma. So yeah, obviously I just explained what she was doing. What now?
Okay. Vicryn, this is all yours, and ready. Ask questions.
Like, oh, my boss? Well, it was Direct Knight Lieutenant Ferris that's my supervisor. Yes, he works directly under the king. Captain Algarve doesn't know much about him. He just signed up last month. Yes.
Wait, we've got the name of a knight.
I know. I'm asking, have we met Ferris yet?
No, you haven't.
Okay. Just checking.
Captain Lieutenant Ferris. That young woman. Gentlemen, be on the lookout for a young woman, black-haired human, who have an eye patch across her left eye. She's skilled in using knives. Be very careful. She's quite skilled, which earned her her rank. I shall go inform the captain at once. Good day, gentlemen. As she starts leaving her
Trench
place.
order on the salary again. 15.
You suspect, like I said, she's definitely not on the up and up.
Do you know anyone else that works for your cult?
Before she runs off, I'm gonna sneak up on her. I'm gonna fucking whisper in her ear and I go, "I don't trust you. I'm watching you."
You're not supposed to trust spies, my dear. That's the nature of the game.
I'm watching you.
Now, little priestess of the contract maker.
I asked her if she knew anyone else that works within her cult or whatnot.
Let me think. Several of the townspeople here also are cultists as well. Of course, they've been told to keep under wraps. After what's seen happen to Jason, none of them really want to move right now.
Can we get their names?
If you untie my hands, I'll give you a list. Oh, let me.
I'll say them.
Well, she's basically buck-ass naked, so what can she really do?
She could still technically cast magic.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I will continue maintaining detect magic. The moment I see a magical aura, I'm going to knock her out.
What hand do you write with?
I'm left-handed.
We shall untie the right hand to spite her.
Well, I will
kidding.
untie the left hand, but I'll keep the right hand held down. I'll pull some paper out of my pack and give her some charcoal to write with. That's
I'll
as
be
much
doing-
as you get.
I'll be doing like a bear hug on her just to keep
No,
the
no, no, no,
right
no,
arm
no,
suppressed.
no, no. I'm basically holding her arm down with the other arm down with my knee on her back. She's basically on her stomach right now.
Alright, so she writes down the names of 6 citizens. A couple of them are in the more higher end district of the town.
I'm going to. We got to give him an all branch point. I'm going to hand the paper to the Baron, and say you may want to pull these guys in for questioning.
Damn it.
Look for Asmodean tattoos, and I'll draw up just a general holy symbol of Asmodeus on the paper. They have
So
that.
they should be carrying coins.
Yep, and I'll toss them one of the coins that we've collected. One of those.
Let me see
There's
what.
motive on the Baron.
He is definitely on the level.
Okay.
Don't trust your guards.
I know, but I can't do this investigation alone. Most of the town, if you haven't noticed, most of the townspeople are kind of afraid of me. I don't know about that story about me killing a dragon with a single punch or something. Penwood!
Probably also,
Huh?
probably also the sounds of like what almost sounds like cannon fire in your office when you punch things. That probably also does things.
How the
I-
hell would you even know that, Kiri? Because I don't remember your character being there for that information.
I was in the bar. This is in the bar.
We
No,
weren't
this was
at
outside.
the bar.
This was outside.
For the last time, guys, when I got that information, I went to the slums on the other side of town.
Yes.
All right, pretend what I said never happened.
And,
All right.
and I think he shared some of that information, but not all of it.
Actually, I haven't really told you guys any of it other than about the Baron and
Yeah.
the Queen.
Anyway, Penwood, it's Periwinkle, sir. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this guy because I haven't got Periwinkle's token ready yet.
Yeah.
And someone runs up and is like, "Have these men come to my mansion. Have these men and women come to my mansion immediately, and tell them to bring their weapons." Very well, sir. And he runs off.
I see my weaponry.
Okay. Do these guys have those Asmodean coins on them? The two we
course they
killed and
do.
the one we captured?
The one you captured had 5, and the 2 you captured had 1 each. Well,
That's
the 2 that got killed had 1 each.
8 or 9 coins, I think.
Okay, we had.
We cannot use the Asmodean coins as currency.
Yeah, obviously, or else
I
people are
know,
just going to look
know.
at give
I'm
you.
just trying to
Yeah.
remember how
We
many.
had 4 of the. We had 4 of them originally. We've got
We only had
addition-
2
we
of
got
them
11
originally.
now.
We've only gotten 1 coin per person. We've only found 2 so far. Now we have 2 more. That's 4 total.
No, she had 5 on her.
What the fuck would she have 5?
Higher rank.
And these the two
So the
guards
number
were-
of coins equals your fucking rank now? I'm a 5 coin servant. I'm a 1 coin servant. I have 15 coins. I'm the boss.
I'm weird, sorry. Anyway, while you two are arguing over coins, the Baron's looking at the one you showed them like, I thought we dealt with these people already.
Osmodians have a tendency to crop up like a bad
Oh,
fungus
cockroach.
unless you kill them, unless you destroy them at the source.
Well, that
We
would
thought-
mean you
we
have to
thought-
kill a devil.
We thought we at least sealed them away thanks to the Holy Temple.
Harley Temper? Question mark?
Oh, 1 second. Let me show you the world map real quick. The Baron pulls out the world map from his from one of the prison walls to show you. Oops, I probably should drag the mark over there. Yeah. You see this burnt out building over here?
Where's he pointing to? Oh, the burnt out
Down in
building.
the Blackwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the only reason that Blackwood hasn't covered these lands yet. That's actually a holy church. Thanks to the Queen's blood. Thanks to the Queen's blood. As long as that church still stands, the Blackwood and the devils inside of it can't get through. That's as close to a victory as we got.
Which god is that temple originally for?
Unfortunately, even I couldn't tell you. But my job's to get my head knocked around at the time. You have to ask a high member of the royals for that one. I doubt the young girl will know, so you have to ask the king. Well, okay, DM saying the princess probably
Yeah.
wouldn't know. You have to ask the king.
Yeah.
My bad.
Say the Baron was really on the up and up for info there.
Well,
He's pretty knowledgeable for a random monk.
to be honest, I was actually there. I was actually part of the fight those years ago. Like, I may not look it, but I'm only 72 years old.
You don't look a day over 80. Sorry, I'm at 60.
He actually laughs. Like, I knew I liked something about you.
It's because I'm so handsome.
Don't push it, kid.
As I prune my feathers.
I have met a few monks in my travels. They age very gracefully, is the best way to put it.
They're also crazy when they're punching.
I can attest to that. I've seen many of them in a bar.
But yeah, that area. This also explains why the guard towers over here are in place to make sure no stupid adventurers try to, I don't know, find treasure or anything.
Wow, why would they want to do that? That's just silly.
You didn't hear the word stupid adventurers, did you?
Oh yeah, totally. Why would anyone want to go to that place? It's totally. Sounds like a pretty kick-ass place. Good for adventuring.
Oh yeah, good for adventuring. I hope you enjoy various
nope, that
devils
was
and
an
demons.
aside. He was muttering to himself.
Oh,
You can't
okay.
hear that, so fuck
Good
you.
point.
Yeah.
Also, this makes sure that keeps the demons out. The only reason that bridge is still up is just in case something horrible goes wrong. We actually have to go to that cathedral.
Devils.
Devils, man.
Asmodeus doesn't use
Yeah, I
demons,
meant
he
to say.
uses
I meant to say
I was about to
devils.
say, there's a fine line difference between the two types.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. One's chaotic, one's lawful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One will
there's a
try to
huge
eat
One
you.
difference.
will try
The
to
other
kill
will
you. The other one
try to
actually will follow rules.
Yeah. Well, actually,
Well,
they'll
they're
try to
both
I know the
Yes.
difference. I just slipped a tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one's lawful evil, the other's chaotic evil, which makes a vast difference.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, he gives you back the coin. I have some things to think about in my office, and he starts leaving out.
All right, for coming. Have a nice day.
So, what are we going to do with her?
Well,
You can always let me go and pretend none of this happened.
You're hilarious.
Not a chance.
No. You'd probably come back and kill us in our sleep or something.
Wow,
No,
I kill you guys in your sleep.
I'll kill you while you're wide awoke.
While we're woke? Okay, we shall not be very politically inclined then.
What?
Careful. Asmodean priests have a tendency to have a silver tongue. It's best not to believe anything they say.
Silver? I like silver. I have your tongue.
It's a figure of speech.
Oh yeah, those silly elf things you do. Right.
She
I
sighs
know.
and goes, you really are stupid people, aren't you?
No, I am just someone who likes to travel and experience new things.
And with that, I am very thirsty, so I guess this will be break time right now.
Break time.
Well, I guess Remy's asserting her dominance.
Meow, 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 meow.
Lick it, bitch.
Are you pissing on her to claim her as yours?
No, she's giving some nice loving scratches.
She's like fucking purring and rubbing her head against her, like sitting in her lap and shit.
Yeah.
I don't think we should continue to trust the local authorities in holding on.
Oh no shit! You think so?
But it's going to be tough to transport an unwilling prisoner.
We could always just kill her.
I could punch her.
That's extra weight we'd have to carry, and I don't want a dead body on my conscience, especially one that has a lot of information.
I said punch, not kill.
What he was getting at, Kiri, was that punching would knock her out, and that's a lot of dead weight to carry.
But he also said he didn't want somebody dead on his conscience or something.
Yeah, I don't want to stab somebody who's tied up on the ground, basically surrendered. Nope.
Hey, it's clear, evil. Don't you kill evil people? Or don't you just hate Asmodeus people, the Asmodeans? Osmosis Joneses?
About warrior culture.
I prefer to try and lead them to the path of light, not send them to their not send them to their master. When I can, when I have the option.
Oh, considering how strong my alcohol is, I could probably just drink her and have her get knocked out that way.
I highly doubt that's going to work. Again, alcohol is not the solution to everything.
It works for my kind.
You're a dwarf. She's a human. You are also dumb.
I drink my beer.
I vote we take her with us. Take her directly to the king himself.
Then that would mean we have to go right back to Westwood.
You have a better plan?
I would give her to the Baron Els and let him do the interrogation and all this stuff. I imagine he probably could get a lot more out of her than us. I mean,
Problem
The
is,
guards have already been compromised, you know.
problem
No,
is the city
Baron
guard
Els
is
does it
completely
himself.
compromised.
I was saying Baron Els could do it himself.
Yeah, and what's he gonna do with a prisoner? He can't trust his fucking guards.
He has maybe 2 guys he can trust. That's not enough to do a regular guard rotation, especially with his other duties he has to attend to. If he had a squad of guards, maybe he could keep.
That honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, the king has the exact same fucking issue. He can't trust any of his guards. So our only option really is just to fucking kill her.
Or keep her with us.
Yeah, we either keep her ourselves for all eternity, or we fucking kill her. Those are our only real options. Because if we give her to anyone else, she's gonna escape. There's
Or get
no way
killed.
around that.
At the same time, if we keep her and she escapes, should probably just tell everyone exactly where we are, where we're going, all our plans, and we could get into an ambush then.
Where's your sense of adventure, Samuel? Come now.
Yeah.
It'll be fun! Yes, out in the open road. We have another woman. Granted, I wouldn't touch her, but hey! I prefer non-human women, but that's just me.
What, you got a thing for cats?
Didn't say cat specifically.
No, he just has a thing for half-elf girls.
I didn't say that either.
Yep.
Although I've never slept with a catfolk, or I've slept with many others. McWell was always concerned that the catfolk might eat us because we're Tengus. Remy, do catfolk eat Tengus?
No.
Are you lying to me?
Rolls bluff.
No.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Good enough for me.
I punch her and knock her out.
Well, knocked out is a good option right now.
Think of something. Let's tie her up completely.
Well, let's get... Okay, we've already cleared her clothes. Let's put some clothes back on her.
Let's just
I shall
a
give
cloak.
her clothing that is not hers. I will
A
give
cloak.
her-
Like, let's maybe get her something that's a cloak. Something that's not hers.
Yeah.
I will give her some spare clothing of myself. I do not have boots for her, however, because I do not wear them.
I'll take boots off one of the dead guys.
Do feet come off normally that easily?
Jesus.
How drunk
Damn,
are
how,
you
s-
now?
damn, how small are these guys? How small are this guy's feet? They fit her perfectly.
Damn.
He's got like child feet. What's wrong with this guard?
Little baby.
Is that foot bound?
Nah.
I only heard they did that stuff in the Orient.
Also, the way we should be tying her up is arms at the sides, coil of rope around the center of her, and we have ropes going either way. So you just kind of have one person in the front, one person in the back, pulling her along.
Yes, I'm sure we're all aware of how to do prisoners.
Yep. No knots at the nice parts, because this is not Shibari.
Also, we may want to consider a gag.
Well, actually, if we know when her people pray, we can just smack her around during those times so she can't pray for spells. If we ruin the concentration, then they're unable to memorize spells. That's how clerics work.
But don't they need to be able to speak to perform their rituals?
I can do it silently.
I have scissors.
It's merely solemn meditation. You don't actually have to say anything to pray.
And we have no idea what time of day she prays. I mean, what time of the day do you pray normally?
I usually
Dawn
do
or
it first
evening?
thing in the morning, but
So-
usually my prayers are done just before I go to bed in the evening.
I have a
And
pair of
that's when we
scissors.
have our story time, because that's how I pray for my magic.
Yes.
Stories of adventure.
My father was similar. He
So he worshipped Villaria too?
No, he worshipped Desna. She's the god of dreams, so he usually did it just after dusk.
Usually this is where a religion check would come in. I don't have
Okay.
My
I'm not that kind of cleric.
My folks pray to their god after a hard day's work, or whenever they feel like it.
No, like every deity has holy time.
It's more the cleric decides when they want to do their prayers. It's
And
not
it's usually
really
based on the deity himself.
Yeah.
Like Villaria, they don't actually do rituals and prayers per se, because her worshippers are innkeepers and adventurers and travelers.
Yeah.
So telling stories of adventure is considered prayer.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what it is with our god, the Kaladin guy.
Yeah, King Kelly, though he does have some basic rituals, same with Desna.
Yes, Villaria is absolutely no rituals at all.
Yeah.
Because she's too free spirit. She's too much of a free spirited traveler type person to have something that organized.
She's even more a traveler than Desna. Desna's kind of the goddess of travel.
That Villara pretty much shuns any kind of organized religion type concept. So that's why she doesn't even have churches. She has inns.
Yeah.
Also, McWell does not have knowledge religion either. So I think that'd be you.
Yeah. I guess I am literally the only one in the party who knows this.
I can do it.
You can do it, but yeah.
Doesn't hurt. But we'd have to wait for Ty to get that info.
Yep.
But generally, in terms of mechanics in D&D, usually it's first thing in the morning is when you do your prayers to get your magic.
Yep.
Because you do it at the beginning every day.
I was just sitting here enjoying the conversation.
Oh, we didn't realize you were back.
Yeah.
I came back a minute ago.
Yeah, Desna does have some organized churches, but they're very few and far between. They're usually more shrines by roads or a shrine in a city or part of some other bigger temple.
We are determining what time was the best to beat the shit out of Eleonara. What was her name again?
I could do a knowledge religion check to see what the normal time for most.
We were determining the best time to beat the crap out of Aldera to prevent her from being able to concentrate and pray for spells, since she's a cleric.
Oh God.
Knowledge 18. Would that tell me when generally Asmodean clerics do this?
In my world, she's going to do it just before she goes to bed.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, I'll keep her busy.
I just had a thought. You mentioned she had a tattoo. What was the tattoo of?
It's an Asmodean holy
Asmodean symbol.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I'll be dealing with that later.
All right, so
usually how it works is when the cleric selects a specified time to do its magic, but it can only do it during those times. So if they're unable to concentrate, they're unable to gain spells. So that's how you.
Yeah, I'll be reading. I'll be reading to her from the Destined Holy Book just to piss her off.
No, it's got to be something that would break her concentration because she can ignore you.
I give her
alcohol.
alcohol.
Most effective means is to literally pick them up and constantly smack the crap out of them for like a straight hour to keep them from being able to concentrate.
I was about to say the ring probably would have helped because she'll just get annoyed, like, shut the fuck up, alright, so I can get ready to go to bed. Without actually saying so she could pray before she goes to bed.
Want to drink?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Of course you do. You want some rye? Of course you do.
Well, the thing is, you can try to ignore somebody, but if they are very fervent in what they're doing, as well as specifically targeting various elements that would basically get under your skin, it's hard to ignore.
I can always just throw water at her.
Yeah.
But we have to do it for a straight hour.
Yeah.
So you'd have to literally be reading nonstop for an hour to break her concentration.
I am fine with doing that, as well as bopping her on the head with the book every once in a while.
Anytime it looks like she's trying to meditate, you smack her.
Get bopped on the head with the Holy Book.
We'll beat religion into you.
I'm going to beat the devil out of you.
Good luck with that.
I could go on triads about brewing methods.
Basically, we just give her just we constantly keep her busy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And
you guys do it one night, I'll do it another night.
See how
I don't know.
Rimi
will see if she can do like the worst possible performance possible.
Meditate or pray for the spell. Each cleric must choose a time at which she must spend 1 hour each day in quiet contemplation or supplication to regain her daily allotment of spells. Time spent resting has no effect on whether a cleric can prepare spells. Cleric may prepare and cast any spell in the cleric spell list, provided that she can cast a spell, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. So, she has to pick a specific hour of the day.
Yeah.
And as long as we prevent her from doing it in that hour, she can't get her spell.
well, whatever spell she has left, she can still technically use.
Well, yes, she can still use those, but she can't prepare new spells.
Yeah. That works. Drench.
Just drown her.
Well, at that point, it's technically waterboarding because I do want to have her gagged.
Like I said, I create water. I can just throw water on her every once in a while.
Should I even be here? Captain Algarvey says coming into the prison.
No, we're not.
She's my prisoner. Back off.
And that's a temporary picture until I actually make the proper one.
Is that Andre the Giant?
Yes, it is.
I challenge him to drink.
Oh, also, weirdly, one of the guys we killed, he's got tiny baby feet that actually have boots that fit this woman. Yeah. So we're giving her those boots. We're gonna get her some average clothes and then a new cloak. And we're gonna keep her with us because we cannot trust the guards.
Sally told me that one of my men might be corrupt, and apparently one of my lieutenants is dead.
Yes.
What has happened here? And why
She killed him. We stopped the other two guys, and we captured her. And she's basically currently on the ground. At this point, I think we've gagged her.
Yeah, I assumed you gagged her and tied her down.
Yeah, I knocked her out as well.
We also gave her clothes. I gave her a spare set of pants and shirt from me.
Yeah, because she's about to question, why is that woman nude? I'm not supposed to be arresting you five right now.
Well, but she's basically got that, crazy coil of rope around her, so there's no way she's escaping easily.
Yeah,
We're keeping her with us.
Fine, I have to go investigate that other lieutenant Miss Moon told me about. I was just passing through to make sure everything was okay here.
Everybody knows that she's a spy. She's a pretty shitty spy. Just throwing that out there.
She's probably the spy master who would be a known figure.
Still sucks.
Anyway, if you excuse me, and the captain walks off. So what now?
I vote we go back to the inn and we to sleep.
Question. Where will she be? Where will the cleric be when we're sleeping?
I'll take her.
Watch.
I'm about to say either I assume. Well, wait. There's no guards in this prison anymore.
We're not taking. We're holding on to her ourselves. We're gonna have to have a guard rotation for her as well.
McWell and Pezzack fucking pick her up between them and then start to walk away.
So you're taking her all the way back to the inn.
Bet your fucking ass we are.
Yeah. I think we should be leaving back to the capital for tomorrow. Back to Westwood.
To do what?
Warn the king.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, his Knight Lieutenant Ferris is evil.
Yep.
But take her back to the inn. We're gonna fucking take her back up to the Tengu's room, and then we're gonna put our nightly security on it, and then go to bed.
So,
and by that I mean I'm gonna fucking shove a chair up against the door. I'm gonna tie the rope around the doorknob and around the bed, and we're gonna move the the wardrobe in front of the window.
And are you gonna be tying her to one of the posts in this room so she can't try to get up, or is she completely hog-tied, ankles tied, no way she's moving?
One of us will watch her for half the night.
Okay.
And then we'll switch midway through the night.
Well, if you want a couple, you can have some of us switch in if you guys want some additional sleep.
No, we're good. Half the night's more than enough rest for us to re-prepare our spell.
Just out of curiosity, take this. Do they have low light or dark vision?
We have low light.
So you're all going to bed.
We're also going to start smacking her around during the hour before she starts praying for her magic. So she can't pray for magic.
Pop on the head every minute or so.
So yeah, about
it's just going to be a constant back and forth slapping match.
Oh boy!
Just sing the song that never ends.
So, like, when the next time you guys see her, she's gonna have like massive bruises all over her fucking face.
So yeah, as the sun goes down, you for some odd reason decide to smack her every once in a while. I don't know why I'm encouraging this.
It's the only way to break a cleric's concentration to prevent them from parrying magic. I'm not torturing her. I'm only breaking her concentration. Perfectly fine. I'm not being evil. Also, like I said, we're like locking the fuck up out of our room so that it is impenetrable. No one can get in.
I'm going to put a chair in front of our door in my room.
I think the door's open out, so I don't think the chair is actually doing it.
Okay, then I'm gonna tie the door to something so it's gonna be really hard to open.
You tie the rope around the door handle and tie it around the foot of your bed. That's what I do.
Sure, that'll work.
Also, move wardrobes in front of your window so they can't attack you from there.
I'm not.
All right. I do that with both our rooms and Remy's. Well, I move the wardrobe parts at least.
Okay.
I'm going to, before bed.
Kai, can you give me permission to move McWell's tokens?
Yeah, sure. Give me a minute.
I'm going to continue training the princess in combat, and I'm increasing the intensity slightly. We're reaching higher levels of paranoia.
I keep my eye out, looking through the window now and again, because I imagine it's night right now.
You mean the window that should be covered up?
Well, at least what cracks that there are that I could see through.
Also, Ty, right at the end of the training, which will probably happen for about an hour or so in the evening, I'm going to pull the princess aside, and I'm going to pull out my old longbow. I'm going to put it in her hands. You're going to need to learn how to use this weapon now.
She looks at her mother's bow, then looks at the longbow and says,
Mom was a shitty ranger if all she used was a short bow. Just
It was,
saying.
it was a gift from Mom, probably her backup weapon.
She puts
Just saying, shitty ranger.
she puts the short bow in her bag and looks at the long bows like, I guess I must eventually learn.
Shitty ranger, just saying.
Like, shitty, sir. It said that the old queen was able to shoot a man's eye out that 100 yards with that
That wouldn't
short
be
bow.
possible if she's using a short bow. Just saying.
I know that's what makes her that impressive.
Shitty ranger. Real rangers use longbows.
Look, I know. Look,
And once again,
it's not exactly-
that's more a legend than
Yeah.
anyone actually saying, "Oh yeah, I actually seen her do this."
Princess, I know it's not exactly a good feeling putting away something that you're familiar with, but I do have a story behind that bow. It was given to me by a craftsman from a village nearby my hometown. He's a gnome whom, well, originally completely rejected my existence anywhere near his village. One day, I saw a gnome under attack from a wild boar. I was able to stop it, but I was injured. Turns out that was this guy's son. He gave me that bow as payment for his, as a thank you for saving his son.
Very nice.
I'm not exactly happy myself that I've switched to this, and I point to my a composite longbow. But times change, and we need to use the best tools we have available.
She looks at the longbow for a second and goes, "Perhaps it is time. Mother told me I cannot be a child forever, and one day I will have to run the kingdom as well. Perhaps this is the first step." And she keeps the short bow in her bag, but
Yeah, it's my backup weapon.
she starts trying to give herself more familiar with the longbow.
Yep.
And if I haven't said anything earlier, she bows her head real quick. Thank you for everything you've done so far.
I bow in response out of respect, saying,
No, keep your head up, hero. I appreciate everything you've done. And she goes to join Rimi back in the bed. in bed to bed. So what's everyone else doing?
Well,
Remy, are you trying to seduce the
Other than
princess?
what
I assume she's sleeping because that's the only girl room she has. It will look strange if she start pulling out platinum coins just to stay at the room.
Apparently, Remy is trying to seduce the princess. Great.
Anyway, other than the locking up of night and slapping her during the hour that she tries to pray for magic, yeah, Tengu's
By the end of the hour, she's just unconscious from slaps. Remember, she didn't exactly get a chance to cast another cure light wounds on herself at the time either.
Yep. I get 2 HP back by sleeping. Woohoo!
Then we will
I braid
after that
Actually,
miracle. So after we finally
Hey,
knock her out, we're going to treat her for injury.
Shendu, before you pass out, would you mind casting before you actually re-up your spells, you mind burning another one so I can just get up to full HP? Or close enough to it that I'll just get it from them sleep? Thank you. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, that's good.
I braid
Not even
my,
a scar.
I braid my beard.
Yeah, Master Smith.
That is Pezzack's heal check, and who's assisting McWell's, who's a +12. Boom.
Oh yeah, she's definitely back to.
That's a 31.
She's definitely back to full.
Treat her injuries.
Yeah, she's definitely healthy again. Well, as healthy as
We don't want her concentration. We don't actually want to harm her.
As healthy as you're allowing her to be, at least.
Yeah.
Master Smith, might I ask you something?
Sure.
I've heard these rumors from various travelers. Is it true your brewery's founder still hasn't aged a day?
Our co-founder, Archibald Smith, he ages very well for a human. One would figure after like 40 some odd years it at least shows signs of age, but odd, I don't know. I think he's human, but I don't know. I don't know humans that age that well.
We've seen the Baron is still actively practices, and you see the man's beard and facial figures. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a difference between looking well aged and then not aging at all.
I'm just confirming.
No.
I'm just confirming some rumors. You know how adventurous could get.
Yeah, he has not aged a day in all the time I've known him.
Huh. All right, and he goes back to doing tending bar. Like, at least I have something to tell the adventurers when they start asking me again.
Wait, is this the lay priest talking?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I couldn't do the Alfred voice this time. Sorry.
For some reason I thought that was the princess talking.
No, it's
I don't know why. I was reading up on manacles.
Remind me when I actually do his token to actually just have a dude with a manacle just standing there.
You mean a monocle?
A monocle. Monocle.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a giant,
or what I was looking up.
well, if you're a large-sized creature, a manacle could be used as a monocle.
No.
Something I'm going to do kind of in the evening, I'm going to go back to the temple and see if there's a small private shrine area that I can, to Desna, that I can do some prayers at.
Yeah, there's like smaller shrines around the main temple, just for more private prayers.
Yeah,
the priest posts you to the ones for your god. It's like, over there.
I'm gonna do my various minor rituals and prayers that I do when I'm not feeling so good.
Alright. The priest does look at you as like, are you feeling alright, son? Need anything from this?
I suspect that the roads I'll be having to walk down are quite dark in the near future. I'm just seeking guidance from the Great Dreamer.
I put my hand on his shoulder. You're not alone, friend.
Like, remember, I may not be a priest of one particular god, but I'm mostly the guy in
You
church.
are.
Well, you know what I mean. I meant he's the guy who keeps the eye on the church, make sure nothing bad happens.
No,
What?
he actually is a priest of Villaria. That's how it works.
Oh yeah, sorry. Listen.
Yes, he's a retired adventurer who worships Villaria.
Well,
That's why he's a
I went to the temple.
He went to the temple. He went to the temple. He went to the temple. That's who's talking.
I'm speaking to a generic, probably domain cleric.
Yeah.
Probably good or healing.
We were
One of the
still at
big
the
domains.
bar.
He left. He left. Yeah. Yeah. The cleric's
I'm
like.
speaking to a domain cleric.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, listen. Remember that we walk these paths. We don't walk them alone. Whichever god you pray to, which I hope is a good one, for your sake.
Well, you'll see that hanging off my character's belt is a very obvious bronze holy symbol to Desna.
Desna, of course.
So, a servant of the Great Dreamer. I'm a servant of the Great Dreamer.
Well, remember that you don't walk these paths alone. You have people that walk alongside you, my son.
Of course. But I see a creeping darkness. I'm merely seeking guidance from the Great Dreamer and general protection for myself and my comrades. Thank you for your kind words. I'll leave.
And then he goes back to the main temple.
I'll leave a couple of gold without. Make sure he's not sees me. And make sure he doesn't see me when he does. I'm gonna leave a couple of gold in the poor box.
All right.
It's a nice tithing.
At this point, he goes. Yes.
I'm going to leave Aldera with McWell. I'm going to go to the shop. I am looking specifically for masterwork manacles and a superior lock.
But they're worth it.
Well, first of all, it's late at night, so most of the shops are closing up right
We'll
now.
get them in the morning.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought this was the next morning.
Yeah.
No, it's still
Never
night
mind. That's what I'm
night.
doing in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
All right.
Never mind.
Shh. And while you say that, I have to get a price list to what you said. So
It's 150 for a superior lock and 50 for a masterwork man. That's what I've been looking at this whole time.
Oh damn!
Yeah.
All right.
200 gold, and those are.
And I can afford both.
Want us to chip in?
No,
So-
I got it. I can afford both
Okay.
of them.
So, anything else you guys are doing, or are you going to head for your shopping trip in the morning?
I'm not really looking for anything in particular. Just because I was able to feed us last time, so we didn't really dip into supplies. I think we should just leave and get back to Westwood, hometown, as fast as possible. Make sure everyone's all properly loaded up. I am going to roll survival. Note there is a +5 on this. I would like to predict the weather. So yeah, 22. Let me double check what that specifically does.
It lets you tell the weather.
Well, the thing is, I might be able to tell a couple of days out.
Yeah, because remember, it's still a 2-day trip. So you're at least
there we
going to
go.
be so you're at least going to be sleeping in the
okay,
stars at least once.
I know the weather for the next 2 days. For today and tomorrow. I know today and tomorrow's weather.
Partly cloudy, chance of rain.
All right, let me think. All right, first day is going to be partly cloudy, as Shendu said. But
So fine traveling weather.
and the second, and probably by the time you're entering Westwood land, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be a solid rainstorm.
Good thing I got a hood. Good thing we got hooded cloaks, everyone. Okay. On the first
I
night,
have a tent. Sucks for you guys.
I'm going to ask Samuel to. I'm going to ask. Damn it! I keep forgetting your character's name, Shendu.
Pezzack.
Pezzack. I'm going to ask Pezzack.
Pezzack,
To-
Highroost.
Yeah.
and
I'm going to ask him
Carkindle,
to
McWell.
unmanacle the prisoner. Oh, also, I
I
probably
haven't
should roll.
manacled her yet.
Okay.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
But also, it's a 50-50 chance on which tango you're talking to, just so you know.
Damn, I
Do you
actually
guys
had
wear
grass for
identical
you.
clothing or something too?
Yes. Yes. You are incapable of telling us apart. We did this on purpose.
Oh wow,
To
yeah,
fuck
we
with
might
you
actually
guys.
have to dip into some supplies. I rolled really terribly on my survival for food. I got a 13, which is enough to feed myself and one other person,
Okay.
even with assistance from what was it? Okay, based on the party of 5, we're gonna have to consume 3 days worth of food. So yeah,
Right.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
So.
So 3 days each, or just
Time.
3 days total. 3 days total.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes, I'm here.
I was able to find both the superior lock and the masterwork manacles, correct?
Yes.
All right. I will return back to the inn. I will untie the prisoner and I will manacle one of her hands to my left hand. So she is now manacled to me. And Carkindle is the one who's holding the key.
Okay,
All right.
that works. But
And we will now go downstairs and eat breakfast.
Okay.
All right. So you're eating breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her right arm is manacled to my left arm.
All right. So she's gonna be with you the whole time,
Yes, absolutely.
and I
And
don't know where my grass
obviously-
field
And I
is.
am
We'll have
watching
Samuel
her.
sitting on the other. We'll have Samuel sitting on the other side of her.
I guess you boys still don't trust me, do you?
No.
Nope.
Would you like some steak burgers? As I slide one to her.
nothing personal.
Do you
Actually, it is pretty personal.
have a salad instead? Try and watch my girlish
I can
figure.
make one.
Go then, she says, using
21 to make a salad.
you make a nice salad.
Shh, bam! Salad.
Do you put steak in it?
No, that's not a salad. Salads don't have meat. Stupid. Only stupid people do that.
She's sitting there enjoying her salad. I'll put her back to bar.
Like I said, I'm manacled to her, so wherever she's standing is also where I'm standing. It's so she can't run away.
And he asked me to sit by her as well.
Yeah, I asked Kiri, I asked Samuel
Yeah,
to
just-
be close, just in case
Just
she
some
tries
info
something.
on the just some info on the items tie. Let's see, a masterwork. You need a DC 35 escape artist to slip the manacles, or a DC 28 strength check to break them. The lock needs a DC 40 disable device to pick. Just so you know.
Yeah, she has none of those right now.
I'm just telling you that those are the numbers that you would have to beat in
Yeah.
order to get to break and or slip out of or that. I'm going to write these down on my sheet.
Yep.
All right, so she enjoyed her breakfast salad. Anything else?
No, that's it. But I am going to be watching her a lot, so
Yeah.
sense motive,
Okay, so sorry, I was wrong. We have
just to make sure she's not doing anything sketchy. So 19 on my sense motive.
I'm gonna do a perception, make sure she's not palming anything.
She's not palming anything, and while she is mentally trying to think of an escape plan, nothing concrete's come to her mind yet.
Which arm is the Asmodean tattoo on?
Her left one. Her right one.
She's left
Yeah, I said her
Down
left
there.
one, so I said her left
Yeah.
one, her right hand.
Yep. I would note that I specifically did not manacle her dominant hand.
Oh, also the hawk is watching her like a hawk.
See, I was gonna make that joke a minute ago, but I went, nah, I'm a bird. That's not that funny. Technically a crow.
I put some ale into my holy symbol, and I just put it right in front of her. So I'm keeping an eye on that, just if only to protect the holy symbol I have.
She
Very funny.
just gives you a dirty look and then goes back in her cell.
Oh yeah, she's seen the holy symbols of two chaotic good gods in recent times who specifically have the realms of freedom, which are the direct opposite of Asmodeus.
I'm going to Pezzack gonna lean over and slide it away from her and go, now that's just rude. Just because she's a prisoner doesn't mean you should be rude.
But it was an oatmeal stout.
You should respect other people's religion.
Not Asmodeans.
I was just trying to be
You
neighborly.
should respect people's right to have to. You should respect people's right to choose other religions besides yours. Don't be a bitch. Damn dwarves.
I was just trying to be neighborly by giving her a good alcohol.
Oh yeah, yeah, so neighborly.
Do you know what the standard MO of Asmodean churches is when they crop up in nations?
Not really. I'm
I know
guessing
many
things like blood
They-
sacrifice or something.
They usually slaughter people.
Yeah, not only they attempt to take over the government, then outlaw all other faiths.
If we bring ourselves down to their level, we're no better, now are we? You should learn to keep an open mind. Oh shit! I knocked some bunch of shit off.
Good job.
Shut up. You're just jealous.
Uh,
I like how the woman's been quiet this whole time during this conversation. Oh,
Remy?
Dara. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why I have to constantly keep looking at my notes because I just can't remember her fucking name.
So Alderi, where are you from?
Me?
I said Alderi.
She just looks at you as like, what does it matter? I'm from Wetwater, of course. All us poor people from there.
I've been to
Oh,
Redwater
poor
before.
people there. I guess I'll have to go there and feed the poor.
I hope you have enough money. I hope you have the money for it.
What happened in
I don't,
Redwater?
but I make it. I'm a cook.
I know, she's being a sarcastic bitch. What happened?
That's what I was talking to her.
I was there 15 years ago. It didn't seem all that bad.
You realize a lot of things change in 15 years.
Especially with humans.
Yeah. It wasn't the humans, it was the damn dwarves. She blurted out.
Oh!
Like Stoutmore over there, whatever they're doing is poisoning the water over here, making it essentially undrinkable. And since sailors don't want to come down here anymore, well, there goes our economy.
Have you ever thought that your boss might be doing it?
Why would he do that?
Divide and conquer, standard strategy of Asmodean Church, page, I believe, 47 in your holy book.
Oh yeah.
Damn! Yeah, while he's saying that, I just lean over and I just point to her tattoo.
Yeah. She gives you
The weakness of worshiping an evil god is that at some point you become expendable. You can't
Asmodeus
really
is,
trust
is
anyone
a god
in
of
your order.
lies and crooked contracts. Never sign a deal with him because you will always get screwed in the end.
Again, that is the weakness of worshiping evil deities in an order of evil people. You're always waiting for the backstab. Sometimes Sometimes you get stabbed in the front because you're looking for the knife in your back. That's how life is. Ah!
She sits there in quiet contemplation for a minute.
So things got better in Redwater. Would you not be evil?
Would you not be evil if things were better in Redwater?
That's a very dwarven approach to a problem, actually.
Yeah, really.
I mean, if things didn't suck, would you not be evil? I mean, I guess not.
If things didn't suck, if the sun didn't rise, would we have light in this? Would we have grass in this world? I don't know. She says.
Technically, no. We would not have grass if there was no light. There's a scientific phenomenon called photosynthesis.
Okay, smartass. She looks at you and then waves the bartender for a drink.
Get her water. I tell the bartender.
Of course. And she slides her a glass of water.
Of course.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do with me, huh?
Well, we're gonna... Actually, I really don't know what we're going to do with you. I know you're gonna stay manacled to my hand. That's about as far as my plan went.
We're taking her with us. We can't trust that. We can't exactly trust local law
That's what
enforcement.
we're going
And she still has
to do with her.
information in her head that we need.
Alright,
I
so
just out Asmodeus the Asmodian. I can't believe I did that. Page 47, your own holy book.
Yeah.
well, to give her a character, she's like angry at the whole world and said, "Fucking let it all burn down." So you could probably tell, even though she's
Would
a
you like
high,
to see the world burn?
yeah, even though she's pretty much higher up, she pretty much did comb the book page by page, if you could tell.
I'm surprised no one finds it surprising my character is that literate in the Asmodian book.
Yeah, I mean... Zach's kind of suspicious. He just hasn't had the moment to ask about it.
Alright, give me a minute because we're about to introduce a new character. Well, character you haven't met yet.
New challenger has arrived.
Well, not a new challenger, but
New challenger arrives.
as soon as I find that dwarf picture from earlier, which I think I have still. No, that's
Is it
Samuel.
Daddy Samuel?
No, it's actually the Baron of Stoutmore. I'm just trying to find that Mohawk dwarf picture I had here earlier.
Mohawk dwarf.
Yeah. Figure if you're not going to use it, I will.
Hey, well,
Sure.
But how would we be meeting the Baron of Stoutwood if we're not in Stoutwood?
he's visiting where we are.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty fucking suspicious, if I do say so.
Oh boy. Let me just pull it from the Discord. Let me just pull it from the whatchamacallit. While I'm doing that, please talk amongst yourselves.
So, Vicryn, is there a particular reason you're really knowledgeable about the exact page number of a holy book of a different faith that you seem to not like?
Yeah? Why?
That would be some interesting information if you could share with the rest of the class. Yeah.
I came to the surface only 50 years ago and converted to Destiny worship.
Only 50 years ago. Oh man, you're so young.
Well, he's equivalent to like a 20-year-old, biologically speaking. But he has the aging of an elf. So
That was in character. That's right. I just called your ass out in character, bitch. I know about the lifespans. Considering you're
Means
the only
about-
person who
means
has
about
that
70
lifespan,
years.
dwarf.
Since about for about 70 years, I wasn't on the surface, and I wasn't a
Don't
Desmond,
say.
and I wasn't a Desmond. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, considering what I know about your people, I would say Loth was your current deity.
Loft doesn't exist in Pathfinder.
That's
They
stupid.
follow demon lords.
Nope, I don't believe in that. I don't care what you say.
Not all follow Loth, though I still despise her just as much as I despise Asmodeus.
Well, I mean, she is kind of a bitch, from what I heard.
Yep. Why do you think I chose Desna?
Because you weren't as cool enough to take Barbarian.
You do realize that faith is one of the smallest travel faiths on the planet, right?
Not a fan of spider booty.
Desna is one of the mainline. One of the mainline deities who covers travel, dreams, the night, luck, and has
You're
a
not
bit
as
of a
cool as
hand in fate.
Barbarian.
And without Desna, I'd probably be dead right now.
You're not as cool as Barbarian. He said with this big shitty grin just to fuck with you.
I'm pretty sure it was that one time where I took that hit for you.
Yes.
Mohawk dwarf.
And as you're talking, a dwarf with a mohawk and a very angry look on his face walks in. Despite the axes you see, he actually has a flintlock pistol on his left-hand side.
So it does actually have pistol technology in this world. That's cool.
Yeah. He looks at the bartender like, give me a damn drink. Anything! Of course, Baron Ingo. What brings you over here? I'm tired of hearing
25 for a burger steak as I sit in front of him. Boosh.
For what?
Burger steak. Boosh.
See, he has some good food here as well. Nice. He's saying they're eating the
It's
food.
a double, obviously.
Yeah, it's a double steak burger. Jeez.
So what's the problem? That fucking king, the Baron says, throwing down a piece of paper. How high is he going to tax us before we all go out of business?
I'm going to keep an eye on the princess, make sure she's not getting a little pissed.
She's a little worried, but she's not actually. She's not looking pissed. She's looking a little confused, actually. But she doesn't want to. But she doesn't want to save anything and give away her position.
I'll put a hand on her shoulder quietly, reassure her that to keep calm. Everything will be fine.
She actually whispers like, "Father hasn't raised taxes here in over 20 years."
I'm going to. No, we don't have enough clout to pull that off. That'd be one hell of a diplomacy check to pull off to convince him that this isn't the king's doing.
Hold on, let me
Sir,
give you that. Let me give
No,
you that
it's
power.
more about them taxes. I'm kind of curious. Why is he raising taxes?
But I don't know.
Sense motive on him. 13.
Give me a second to finish, but yeah, he really doesn't know. He's just angry at the fact that they're doing it because now they have to give
Actually,
those.
funny enough, since I was making the burger, I'd actually be over here.
Well, he's so loud and angry that you could hear him anyway. Like seriously,
Nah, it's just where I was when I made the burger.
seriously, how are we supposed to sell our weapons and crafts if none of the people can afford it? And we can't lower the price, or we won't get our beer supply going. Sense motive, yeah, you sense he's pissed, but he is pretty much. Well, let's just say this: He pulls out a piece of paper. Like I said, he unravels the piece of paper and slams it down, and it does look like a royal decree.
Can I roll perception to determine if it's real or fake?
Go right ahead. That's actually what I need you to do.
Damn it.
Womp, womp, womp.
Well, it looks real to you, but yeah, that's all it
Not
does.
familiar with it. Someone else check it out.
Ty, give Shendu control over Aldra.
I did.
Shendu,
Still
roll
can't.
perception. You have a great perception.
Hold on! Damn it! There!
Ah, damn it.
It looks real to you too.
I can try, but
McWell can roll it as well. Let me find out what his is. Okay, it's the same as mine. McWell got a 20.
Macwell's able to see that yes, the parchment looks real, complete with the seal, and both Samuel does as well. And when the princess looked at her seal, her face goes white.
I'm going to kind of pull her aside and say, what is it?
That can't be right. That's impossible.
Impossible.
When no one's looking, she pulls out her royal emblem.
I'm gonna keep an eye out for that one. I'm gonna roll dice.
Yeah, that's why I said she's making this case she has to pull out her royal emblem to show you what she's talking about.
Do I see her trying to pull it out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna basically grab her wrist, stop here, and going, you gotta be careful with that.
I know, but the problem is all the royal emblems have a specific, let's just say, imprint when we use it to make our stamps.
Yeah, it's basically how signet ring works.
In other words, the seal is fake.
No, the seal is Mother's. Her emblem was buried with her in the royal tomb.
That's kind of weird.
yeah.
Only someone that was close to Mother's could use it, but how would they get through the tomb in the first place?
If I take a quick look, just kind of under the table at the princesses, does she point out what her specific seal has? Does it have her name or her initials or something?
It'll show the lion, which is the international symbol for the kingdom, but it's around the edges. You'll see the name and like something that's similar to a title.
Okay, so I'm basically just kind of nonchalantly walk over and look at the seal and go, Baron, if you don't mind, I'd like to point something out.
Well, what is it? As he's downing his like 7th bottle of ale.
I'm basically gonna run my finger around.
Sorry to interrupt. For like the last 15, 20 seconds, things were quiet. Basically, it was like the last thing I heard was like the princess was paling. What exactly happened?
Okay, we found out the seal is her mother's, which should have been buried with her. So either somebody has a copy of her mother's seal, or
Which
somebody
would be
robbed her grave.
Possible.
Okay.
I'm gonna point out, Baron, sir. It says here that this seal should belong to the queen, whom last time I checked, died. And was buried.
He drinks another bottle of ale, then takes a look like, what in the hell?
He's like, hey, wait a minute.
No, because in his mind, he always saw as the royal symbol and the pattern. He actually didn't look close enough to see the name on the pattern.
How many of these tax increases have you gotten over the years? How many years ago was the death of the queen again? Is it out of character?
About 10 years.
Okay, 10 years. How many have you gotten over the past 10 years of this?
About 20.
And does it? I'm gonna read through. Does it say where the money's supposed to go?
And it said tax collector's supposed to come and pick it up every few months. That's where we've been giving it to. And since I haven't seen the king I haven't got a chance to see the king lately directly about this, I just assumed it was just going to the castle for some reason.
I'm gonna look over at Eldara and I'm gonna be like, so I'm assuming your organization's been doing this, right?
Our organization has different wings, so I assume someone has.
Compartmentalization.
Yeah,
805.
Yeah,
Sense motive.
she's actually telling the truth for once.
Okay.
So
when is this guy supposed to show up next?
About 2 weeks from now.
Baron, I have an idea. You're free to shoot it down. Act as if this is still going into effect, and we capture this tax collector to find out more quietly after he leaves the city.
Shit out of him.
Yeah. You know what? I'll have a bunch of pissed off citizens. Give me 3 more drinks. He does throwing more money down. But you know what?
Also,
yeah.
I still can't move the. I still can't.
All
Move
right, I thought I gave you control. Let me
thing.
double. I might have made a mistake.
Nope.
Give me a second.
I pull out a bottle of Applejack and give it to the Baron.
Applejack.
Yeah, my mistake. I put you a C
There we
sheet,
go. Now I
not
can move her.
C character. Yeah.
But the idea would be we capture him, we interrogate him outside of the city, then we bring him back, and you can claim the glory of capturing a fraud.
You know what? I like your plan. Just for that, drinks are give all these people drinks. He says, "Well, drinking is probably 10th or 15th bottle of ale."
Hooray.
Woo!
So
So tell me
Aldara,
the
what
drow.
division? And I do air quotes. Were you a part of? Assassination, soldier, clerics, like. What was your job again?
She sighs for a minute. It's like cleric assassin. There's obvious. If you couldn't tell, I have 3 main jobs, which explains my rank and the gold you've seen. One's a cleric, obviously. One's an assassin, obviously, and the last one's a summoner. That
Hey, if you
she gives a small evil smile, like,
wrong voice.
yeah.
Have you recently summoned a devil by chance to eat people in this town?
Actually,
recently?
she was about to say, you know that last devil that killed that poor family? Yeah, that was one of my
You mean the
jobs.
Lees or the Leafas?
Yeah, the
What were the
Lafees.
name?
The Lafees, yes. Yeah, that was.
Lafees.
Yeah, that was one of my works.
I'm going to write down everything that is in this order and basically make a copy of the order into my journal, just so we can take it to the king.
All right.
Oh yeah, by
'Cause, yeah.
the way, 16 cents. Just to read her again while she was talking.
I mean, as the princess,
Clearly
in any particular faith.
Clearly evil, but is currently telling the truth. And no.
I mean,
At the moment, father doesn't follow any faiths, or at least none that I know of.
I said her mother.
Oh, mother.
Did she give any particular gods?
She hasn't told me about much of the gods. She was she
she was a ranger. Most likely, she worshipped nature.
There's a couple of nature gods. I'm going to just kind of go through a list of the gods. Which one is it? The one that is most likely for a ranger would be Aristil. He's a human god, but he's a
She also could have just worshipped nature in and of itself. Doesn't necessarily have to be a god.
Like the concept.
Yes. As
well,
concept.
he's
Many
one of
nature-based
a
classes
couple of nature
do.
gods. Yeah.
So, what are you about to say about this first one?
Well, I basically go through a list of all the gods associated with nature, Aristil, Desna. Which ones are some of the other ones?
She pretty much. I'm sorry. I wish I could help you. That's something you might have to ask father.
Because I think we may have to visit your mother's grave to see if it's been desecrated. I would like to prepare a ritual to re-sanctify the location in accordance with her faith.
She sighs and says, "Yes, that probably is the best."
the best around.
My emblem. Well, she tries. She doesn't say it like I should be able to find a way around the traps, master. She says, pointing to the pocket where her emblem is.
Let's try to not use that as much as possible.
Is the Baron still here while we're having this conversation?
No,
by
I
the way?
pulled her aside.
He's pulled aside, and the Baron's like trying to drink away drink away his job for the moment.
Question: did he accept the bottle of Applejack I gave him, or no?
Oh yeah, he's like downing it in like
he
water.
probably downed that like 5 things ago.
I can take that off my inventory list then.
Eli's like, you seem like a bunch of good people, except that bitch. Point to what's her name?
Altaria?
Yeah,
Pink hair.
pink hair.
Well, that's because she's a prisoner, not a person.
I got a nice cell for her if you need someplace to keep her. But
No, we need to.
No, she's mine. I claim ownership.
We need to have her escorted to a proper prison facility, something that can hold her long term.
well, I wouldn't call my facility proper. I call it proper painful. Anyway, I shall make my leave. And he makes his way out the bar.
You cut off a bit.
He phases through the wall like a superhero. Zoof.
No, he's going through it.
He's like a Kool-Aid man.
Yeah, he just stumbles his way through the wall now.
Like busts through the fucking wall and like whatever.
The Kool-Aid man of booze.
Hey, I gave him an entire liter of Applejack. That probably did wonders for him.
That's what finally caused him to go, you know what, I'm going to go back to my place now.
I'm gonna go home. Yeah. Funny, he kind of just showed up in this town on the other side of the fucking kingdom.
Actually,
gave us an info drop and then skedaddled off.
Actually, if you look at the map, you're like half day. You're like a half day apart.
Yeah.
Oh.
Even that still asks how he got to this one specific tavern.
Yeah, why he just happened to walk in this same bar? I mean, so suspicious. Almost like Ty wanted to fucking lore drop us. Quest hook.
Shut up.
He's in on it.
Shut up. He's busy the other Baron. He just needs some booze before he went to his meeting.
Yeah.
Probably to bitch about the taxes.
Yeah, exactly. You can even hear him across town like, "Why the fuck aren't your people taxed?" Almost forgetting that it was a scam for a second. Like, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I did tell him to act like as if he didn't notice that, because we do need to kind of keep an air of legitimacy about it for the moment, and then we're gonna basically grab the guy on his way out of town.
So yeah, the bartender's gonna turn on some music because you could clearly hear the arguing near the Baron Ellis' mansion.
Yeah, I think at that point we need to take our leave back to Westwood.
I try and pull Vicryn aside. So let's go to the corner here.
Well, hold on. What was the timetable when the guy was supposed to show up?
Okay. In 2 weeks. We've got enough time to go back to Westwood, figure out what to do.
We have enough time to get there.
McCrazy. Pink hair McCrazy.
She's mine.
Okay. Vicryn, what I was thinking was this. The taxpayer is supposed to get back to Stoutmore within the next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, we're going to capture the guy on the outside of the city, interrogate him, then bring him back, then let the Baron claim his ill-gotten gains.
What I was thinking, though, was this. Could you hand me one of those coins? I then try and palm and shake his hand to get him to think, oh, you're a part of our order. Because I don't believe in coincidences.
Well, the ambush itself, I'm unsure of what we should do with that. I think that Rimi would be the best option to approach.
She seems a bit young. I'm a dwarf,
but she is a silver.
You also have no subtlety. You'd fuck it up.
I take my beer hat off.
Look, how about this? Remi does the talking.
If anyone should
You're
do that, it
there
would be
with
the
her.
Tengus, considering we're rogues.
Doesn't the bard have a bluff?
I bluff.
Yeah.
I wasn't talking about in terms of skills. I was
Mhm.
talking about in terms of
Yeah.
characterization. You have the young barded girl or the two rogue Tengus. Honestly, I don't think we should be doing any kind of approach. We should just ambush him.
Well, we use the approach to get his guard down, then we put a bag over his head and drag him into the forest.
Or, we could just wait till he walks out of town and then just jump him. You're adding more layers than needs to be. You're
we'll-
overcomplicating the plan. Keep it simple.
We'll come up with the plan before he leaves town. For the moment I was just spitballing.
Same here. I thought maybe we could if he thought maybe there was somebody else in their order that was getting to him, maybe might talk.
And who knows? But for the moment, we need to get back to Westwood and
Yeah.
warn the king that we have massive infiltration and that he may want to consider regularly moving around with only his most trusted of guards. Claim he's parading through the kingdom. I don't care. We just got to keep him as a moving target.
Yes, because he's a lieutenant knight. That's a high rank, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. It's one rank below the
It's like
captain
the second
himself.
command right below a captain.
Yeah, out of character, I was actually not sure on that one.
Lieutenants are pretty high in terms of a guard hierarchy. Think like basic military rank. So the lieutenant's pretty fucking high.
Yeah.
It's definitely above your basic run. Also, Pezzack had, when we leave, he has a suggestion. We should start setting a watch rotation during the night.
Yes.
And he's already determined a really good idea for how we should split our watch rotations.
Okay.
Remi and Samuel on first watch. That way we have the fighter already in his heavy armor first thing, because the worst moment that the ambushes usually occur is usually between the first and second watch, just as it's starting to become evening.
Yep.
So we want to have him already in his armor. And we want to have the spellcasters to have the full night's rest. So usually we want to have them at the beginning or the end of the beginning watch rotations. Plus they have low light vision, so they can still see as it starts to get dark towards the end of their shift.
Whereas you're going to put me in the middle shift.
Second rotation, dark elf, because he has dark vision.
Nope, I do not have dark vision. I only have low light.
I have dark vision.
Okay. That
Well, the
kind of
thing is,
throws
okay,
a monkey wrench in my plan.
okay. Unless we're dealing with cloudy, moonless night, we should have more. I should have more than enough light for low light vision to keep an eye on things.
Yeah, but I thought dark elves had dark vision in Pathfinder for some reason.
They do have dark vision, but they also have light blindness. So I took an alternate racial trait that lets me turn it into low light vision. So I don't get the light blindness, but in exchange, I don't have light blindness, but I've got to lose the 120-foot dark vision. It's a trade-off. So I think your plan will work. It'll be fine. I'll also have the princess up with me at that time.
All right. I'm still here, just waiting for you guys to be ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
First night we make camp.
All right, let me do a quick roll. Make sure no wandering
No, that's
enemies.
something I'm considering
Smack
doing. I don't
you.
know if you guys are going to try and stop me. But I'm going to set one of my... I'm going to put on a very thick leather glove and set one of my kunai into the coals of the fire. And I'll be looking at the, probably at this point, gagged because she's annoying us.
Sorry about that.
Cleric of Asmodeus.
My fucking computer decided to crash. Anyway, you were saying about dark elves with their dark vision?
Okay, they also have light blindness, which means I get a negative when I'm working in bright light. So I traded those two in exchange for low light vision. It's an alternate racial trait Drow can have. So basically, I have the same vision as an elf, since elves and Drow are almost the identical same race. It's just some slight differences.
That kind of throws a slight monkey wrench, but I assume Dark Elves also have the ability to rest for only 4 hours, like normal, correct?
Elf stuff elf stuff for 6 hours, but the thing is, a long rest only takes 6 hours, and you don't have to sleep during it. You just have to rest.
That's what I meant. Yeah. I knew you had some kind of meditation type thing.
No. I still have to sleep at least some of it, but the thing is, in Pathfinder, the rule for a long rest is 6 hours of very light activity. You don't have to sleep, but you usually do sleep for part of it. They got rid of that weird meditation stuff for elves and Drow in Pathfinder.
So yeah, that's the general map I use for.
My original idea was to have you on second watch because you wouldn't need your full 8 hours sleep.
We don't need full 8 hours sleep. We don't need full 8. No one needs full 8 hours sleep. Just 8 hours of rest. I was about to
say my original idea was that you would sleep during the first watch, get up for the second watch, and then you would stick around for the third watch. You would just roll into that one because you would already reach your full rest. Obviously, this complicates things slightly.
Just how about we do this? We have Rimi and Samuel first watch, myself and the princess second watch, and the clerics on third watch.
Well, yes, I was getting to us last. On third watch, we'd have the 2 Tengus. That way, we can be up first thing in the morning. We can start breaking down the camp, considering we have all the camp supplies. I get started on breakfast, and we start and we prepare our spells first thing in the morning.
But yes, at the night, as we're sitting around the campfire, I'm going to set the blade of one of my kunai into the coals, and I'll put on a very thick leather glove. And I'm going to be kind of looking at the Asmodean cleric.
She looks back at you. What do you want?
Samuel, unshackle her and hold her left arm down, forearm up, underside of the arm up.
What are you going to do?
Hey?
You can't be traveling with somebody with an Asmodean tattoo on their arm.
Wait.
So what are you going to do? Unbrand it?
Are we cutting it off or what?
Burning it off.
Well, yeah. When it's called an overbrand.
Yeah.
You essentially take a brand and place it over top of current brand.
Yeah.
To obscure it and destroy it.
I'm basically going to be using the kunai's flat end of the kunai to do it.
Oh, that's.
I take out my alcohol and just basically force feed her so she gets drunk. She doesn't have to be force fed in this case. She's like sucking it down whole.
I toss you a cloth. Make sure this is in her mouth. I don't want her biting her tongue off.
What? You kind of broke up on me.
Make sure this is in her mouth, and I toss you a clean piece of cloth. I don't want her biting her tongue off.
All right. So she basically got.
It's gotta hurt like a bitch.
She chugged down the gallon of beer. So
that's because she's in extreme pain right now. She needs anything to dull it.
I thought she was doing that before we started doing.
No, she did that. Now I meant to incur that the second he starts trying to use the red hot kunai, she starts downing the alcohol.
Yeah. Well, no. She's going to be held down at that point.
Point is, she drank the alcohol. You burnt the damn thing off. Come on, guys. Let's roll it here.
Yeah.
Yep.
I pull out the red hot kunai. I press it and basically completely deface it. I'm not being overly gentle either.
Oh yeah, you can through her cloth you can hear the muffles of pain and crying.
The rag is in her mouth and she has her alcohol.
I'll wrap after I'm done. I'll wrap the wound in some basic bandage so it doesn't get infected with a salve that has a tendency to sting.
Hold on, you have a fucking person that does that. Let me roll McWell's heal check for that. This is literally what he fucking does.
That's what I do too, you know.
1d20 plus 12.
Oh yeah, she may want to kill you guys now, but you do properly treat her arm after the burn wounds.
You guys, I didn't do anything. I didn't have anything to do with this. I just happened to be sitting there because the manacles were still attached to me.
Well, no, I asked you to unmanacle her, and then, you know, she got
You asked
pinned down.
Samuel to do that, which is physically impossible because he doesn't have the fucking key.
You unmanacle her, someone does.
Yeah. And now she doesn't have this Asmodean tattoo anymore, which means, yeah. So she doesn't have she has no holy symbols at all anymore, which means her spell casting is extremely limited.
Limited as in she can't do it. Most spells have to be channeled to a holy symbol.
Yeah. You pretty much, with the exception of what spell she has left, which is admittedly just cure light wounds.
No, that's not what we mean. The clerical magic needs to be channeled through a holy symbol.
Oh, okay. So she has no spells left at all.
Of certain spells, she is incapable of casting them, even if she could prepare them, because she doesn't have a symbol to channel the spell through.
Yeah. And tonight, I guess I'll be the one to kind of bop her on the head to make sure she doesn't
reload,
collect any spells. And I basically do it by just going through the entire Destined Holy Book every minute or so, bop on the head like I'm doing an exorcism.
I would also like to note that I am currently, after that, I have her manacled back to my arm again while I'm sleeping. So she can't go anywhere unless she chews her arm off or something.
At this point during the reading, she's seriously considering just grabbing his sword and lobbing it off. It's like, I wonder how well I could work with just my right hand.
No. It's her right arm that's been manacled.
Oh, right.
She's left-handed.
I didn't. Oh, my bad. I wonder how well I could do with just my left hand.
Well, right now it's an excessive pain.
Point out that she doesn't contemplate cutting my arm off.
No, hers, yes.
So again, she's manacled to me.
So yeah, for my shitty rolls, no monsters attack during any of the 3 watches.
Goody.
And I shall also make breakfast. 18.
Pretty good breakfast. Even she decided to eat without being a smart ass this time.
Yep. And I have seconds.
There's always plenty for everybody. Don't worry.
I would heavily emphasize the passages on redemption and finding new, brighter paths, just to twist that knife we've stuck in our back.
She gives you the world's dirtiest look. It's like, when I get out of this, you're gonna die slowly when you're pushing those passages down your throat.
Why?
God,
We got to keep her distracted.
God, there's a dumb part in Samuel that almost wants to introduce her to the family business. Like I said, there's a dumb part of Samuel.
A lot of dumb parts about Samuel.
Introduce the Asmodean to Samuel's business, aka his family. That's ways to hurt him. Although,
Alright, so second day to rainstorm and travel, you make it
Also,
back.
Ty, if you wanted us to get attacked by something during the night, you could have just fucking had it done. You don't have to.
I know. I usually just try to do it random, like, okay, I'm not gonna be a complete dick.
You could have let the dice decide for us for non-scripted events.
For non-scripted events, yeah.
Yeah. So we make it back to Westwood. We've got her in tow.
Shut up, I didn't do exact. Just assume it's 2 days trip of anything except between Runeward and Stoutmile. That's essentially a day and a half day.
Yep.
So I assume you go make your way straight to the castle without stopping by anywhere?
Sure.
Yeah, it's best that we get to the castle.
Are you going to go
and
to
we're
the?
not-
Are you going
We're
to go to
going
the?
through the front door. We're going through the front door. We're not using the princess
We're gonna use a
medallion to go
secret side servant entrance.
Yeah, you have to use the princess will have to use her symbol for that, so that's why I say you're going to the front
Yeah,
door.
we're going through the front to limit our detection.
All right, you see a couple of guards there. State your business.
We wish to speak to the king.
Yeah.
What
Hello.
and what for?
Samuel Smith waves his hand and says, "Hello."
Hello, who are you?
Samuel Smith.
Why do we care?
Why do we care?
What was the
Fuck yourself.
what was the official business as to why we were meeting with the king before?
To
general
escort
surveying or
to
something
esc-
like that?
to
Basically-
escort his daughter, which officially isn't with you anymore.
Yeah, she disappeared. Yeah, she disappeared. We couldn't. Well, we.
Wait, you lost the princess? What the hell's wrong with you?
We never left with her.
Whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean
Oh.
we lost her?
Oh.
We
These
Time
never
are
out.
left
Back
with
up.
her.
Out of character.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on?
Those
No,
are
no, the
guards.
the guards thought you lost her. She didn't realize you didn't leave with her.
She never left with us.
Oh, damn it. Let me get the captain real quick. And of course he goes back, grabs Captain Alvari. That's Algarve. He's like,
That
She
has.
is still
that-
standing with us, right?
yes, she's still with us. She's just Malin Selen now, my apprentice.
Okay.
oh, it's you. It's you lot. And I see you brought the prisoner with you. You know, you could have just gave her to me, you know. Anyway, go on. Anyway, go on in. He gets the guards to back down and let you through.
Yep.
The captain of the guard is named Argrave, correct?
Yeah.
We already determined he's on the up and up, right?
He's
No,
on the up and up,
He
but he's
wasn't
an
one of the names
asshole.
we were given.
well, remember the names you were
He's
given
an
were
asshole.
the names
Yeah,
you
whatever, but
the names you were
he's
given
an
of room
honest asshole.
the names you were given of Roomwick citizens. You still have four.
Yeah.
You don't know about anyone else.
I'm gonna look at Eldar and be like, "Is he with you?"
I can't tell.
Fuck it, good enough.
We're gonna basically go into the king now, I guess.
My friends, what brings you here? And he looks around and waves off his guards for a second, and once they leave, it's like, my daughter, you've changed.
We can definitely assure she is not pregnant yet.
Elbow to the chest.
Needless to say, the king's gonna recognize his own daughter, no matter what she's wearing.
Yeah. Yes. For
Just
security reasons,
saying,
we
she's
thought
not
it best
pregnant yet.
we thought it best that people think she's still here in Westwood under guard because of the incident. We've captured someone who might have some more information about the group, and I've figured out who their patron is.
Really?
I toss in one of the coins.
He looks at it and like his face almost freezes. Like, no.
No.
No, like, we dealt with them. How could they still... No, he's trying to, like, compose himself while he sits down on his
Asmodeans are like
throne.
a cockroach. They refuse to die.
Ah, that's my line. You stole my line. You're a jerk. How could you do this to me?
And we may have... And sir,
Oh, that's
if
good roll.
you would please take a seat, we may have some other bad news.
He's already sitting down, pretty much in shock that the Asmodeans are back. And yeah, no one else is here. At least not that you could detect.
I'm actually going to go to the princess and I'm going to whisper, do you want to tell him our thoughts about your mother's tomb, or should I?
Father, I believe. Actually, she's getting ready to say, but you say that in character.
Did I do my character voice?
Good point.
This is This is why I do create certain voices for characters, so
Good
that
point.
when I make that random joke, you can't say, "Was that in character?"
Good point.
I can make offhanded.
The princess
comments.
The princess looks at one of you guys like, "May I have one of the copies of the order we got from the bear?"
I pull out my journal, which includes the basically, I wouldn't call it a photocopy, but definitely as close as I could get with my cartography skills.
Kind of like one of those, like, if you were like rubbing up, like.
No, it's not a rubbing. I don't have those tools, and we're dealing with wax, not stone. So basically, I basically recreated it.
He hand drew it.
Yeah, drew it.
Yeah, she then walks up to her father and shows it to her, and she's like, "How did you get this?"
That is a copy
Found it.
of. That is a hand drawn copy of an order given to the Baron of Stothmore, claiming an increase in tax and taxation.
I haven't increased any.
And apparently it's like the 8th one. Just saying.
Actually, it's the 20th one in the past 10 years. If you notice on the symbol, it's your wife's. We unfortunately have reason to believe that her grave may have been desecrated to get to it.
She made no copies of her emblem that I knew of. Fine. Look, you could tell he's broken heart when saying this, but he's like, fine. You have permission to check the grave. Let me check her work to see what god she prayed to. What are you about to say?
I walk up to the king. There's something important you should know. I'm just going to whisper in your ear because I don't want anyone else to hear it. So in his ear, I mentioned that there's a chance that Knight Lieutenant Ferris may have been compromised, or maybe a spy.
Or try like is.
Yeah, has been compromised.
She hasn't reported back in a couple of months now, and the captain told me something about like she hasn't reported back in a couple of months now. Yeah. Do you have a map of the grave? Only the royals are allowed in the grave, so no one should have a map of it. If you talk about in-game map, yeah, I have one at the first floor ready to go if necessary.
Well, also, how just quick random thought: how would the king not know of the faith his wife prayed to?
No. I have to think. No, that's just
okay.
That was more like Ty going, "Fuck, what was it?"
Yeah, pretty much.
I may have been a negligent husband, but damn, I think I remembered what she worshipped.
However, I will comment on the fact that we should probably deal with the tax man first.
Yeah, we'll deal with the tax. What we'll do is we'll go to Stothmore, set up camp, as it were, in an inn. Then go outside of the city when this guy's before the guy comes in. Set up camp there. Keep an eye on him going in, and then we get him on the way out. What do you guys think?
Better than my plan.
Well, whether we do an approach or a full-on ambush, that's to be determined based on what we see him do on the way in. If he has a group of guys with him, then a proper ambush is the best option. But if he's on his own or only with like one or two guys, the approach may be a little bit more intelligent as to get their guards down to try and make it quick. Because if he has enough guys, it's going to be a protected fight.
The approach just makes things more complicated than it needs to be, CWal. I don't know why you guys are so hard up on that.
Okay, no problem.
Well, I know
we're going to jump him regardless of whether we approach him or not. So why are we adding an extra moving part to a plan? Do not
because this moving part significantly lowers the chance of him being able to run away. If we get into a protracted fight, we will have to.
I have ways of preparing for that, CWal.
Okay. Fine.
Well, for now, I guess you're welcome to spend the night here. I'll have the local town innkeeper pay free of charge as usual.
No, don't get involved. We're just popping into official story should be we're popping in to check on the princess who's been under guard since somebody tried to attack her.
And now we're leaving.
And we'll be leaving. And I recommend that you and your daughter air quotes, obviously.
Go
Start
traveling.
moving around the kingdom. Start traveling around the kingdom randomly with only people that you trust as part of your guards.
You should probably get a body double for too. Just saying. Find some other blonde-haired half-elf.
No, don't
Possibly 15.
just get somebody in a cloak that's roughly her height. It's best that we don't have the two seen together, as if something were to happen to the king, they could try to turn that body double into the princess, more literally.
I do have business in Wolfden that I need to take care of. He says, mothering.
Ooh, hot spring episode.
Yeah.
We'll deal with the situation. Stothmore working closely with the Baron, and then we will head to the royal tombs and do what we can to find out what has happened, and hopefully, what's the term opposite of desecrate? Re-sanctify your final cleanse and cleanse and sanctify your wife's final resting place.
Thank you then. And no, Rimi, you would not have access to that map. Well, actually, the king will only give you the access to the bottom floors. He explains that normally, the way the tomb originally worked, the top floor is filled with traps and deadly is filled with traps to take out intruders. Those are the graves of. Well, let me do it in the king's voice. The upper floor is usually designed to protect from intruders. They're usually the graves of brave, powerful knights and soldiers, and sometimes citizens who have proved themselves worthy of our country. But they're also filled with traps to make sure any intruders have a very short visit. Exactly.
Yeah.
The lower floor, of course, is filled. The lower floor, of course, is where the royals are, including
royal family.
Exactly, including my wife. Our symbol should at least be able to bypass the trap floor, though.
We can at the very least inspect the traps, make sure they're still functioning and haven't been disabled or tampered with.
Good point.
Yeah. We'll find a way through it.
Very well. I'm sorry I couldn't do the king's voice anymore.
But yeah. Now, Your Highness, we must be taking your leave. We just wanted to report and check in on your daughter. Enjoy your trip up to Wolfden, sir.
Thank you. And he bows. And you hear him resummon the.
What a phenomenon!
You hear him resummon his guards to get the carriage ready, so for him to go to Wolfden. So there.
We leave.
We slip out the side door.
No,
no, you have to go. You can go through the front door.
Yeah, we were.
I do not take the front door. Pezzack, with his prisoner in tow, goes out the side door.
Good luck. That side door is magically sealed.
It's a sealed magical door.
What?
Why do you think the royal symbols used for it?
I wanted to use the servant's entrance. What the fuck?
There's also a guard there we'd have to show the symbol to, which is one more person that knows we have the princess in tow.
Who the fuck magically seals their servant's entrance? This is retarded. This kingdom is stupid.
Most of the servants come in through the front door.
Since when? What kingdom has their servants enter through the royal front door? This kingdom is retarded.
Well, the front door, the gate, and then they go around to the side of the castle. If you're going to the direct back of the castle, then you need to go to the royal door and the guard.
That was the door I was trying to use.
Okay, you go.
The front door.
You go to the side door, but
you out the gate.
Okay, go through the side door and then go through the gates there.
Yes. Okay, there we go. We're all settled.
The servant's entrance is less conspicuous. Pezzack does not want to take the conspicuous route.
Yeah. We'll go there. We'll get an inn in town, the one we haven't stayed at yet.
All right, you're staying at the Half Platinum Inn.
Yes, we'll get 3 rooms for the night.
Which suspiciously look like all the other inns until I could make some more inn copies.
An inn is an inn, my friend.
To pay for my room, I will offer to work in his kitchens as a cook.
Well, how good of a cook are you? Let me cook me a
How would
hamburger.
you try this steak burger that I just made with my 17?
You're decent. We have the guards coming in soon, so you better get ready in that kitchen then.
Okay, some music.
Right away, sir.
Yeah, I'll get a table kind of in the back corner with CWal, myself, and the princess, and we'll just kind of quietly sit
We'll
in the
use this
corner.
as the kitchen.
Yeah. Well, this area actually has some cooking utensils.
23 for cooking for the night crowd.
Oh yeah, they're like loving the meal and everything.
Yep, we're getting food, all that stuff. Their room is covered at the very least. We'll have to chip in some silver for our own rooms, but it's whatever. A quick question: does the princess have picked up a different demeanor since she's been working with us?
She's slowly starting
He's
to
bigger.
act. When you first picked her up, she is more like your typical princess, stuck in a castle. She's slowly starting to become more worldly.
Yeah.
She also has a larger belly, mysteriously.
Say again?
I said she mysteriously has a larger belly now.
Oh, nice. And
Pregnancy
Rimi is doing music. Huzzah! So we got some decent entertainment.
So yeah, that pretty much pays for 2 of your rooms. I guess we'll charge the other one next session.
Yep, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else? Because this kind of will be a good time to call it for the day.
We got a good,
Works for
3.5 hours?
Yeah.
Do we level up? Does the XP fairy come by and give us XPs for levels up?
Not enough for a level up yet.
Damn.
Okay. I was just messing with you.
Yeah. We're kind of doing the GM decides when we level up, not really keeping track of XPs too much.
I was making a joke about the XP fairy coming and leveling us up.
Yeah.
I'm fully aware of what the system we're working with.
Yeah.
So I asked, do we level up? It's something that I always ask at the end of a session. It's a tradition.
Good point. Now for the loot, because you took out about 3 people, so 2, 4, 6. So
And
that's
we're still dragging along this one.
Hey, still dragging along this one. So I assume you loot her money as well.
Yep.
Well, I did strip search her, so anything she has is mine. So yes, we do have her loot. So
obviously you get a set of cleric garments, a +1 quarter. Huh?
We burnt those.
You burnt those, and
the cleric investments of Asmodeus. Burn them.
Yeah.
If you didn't burn them, I would have burned them.
Burn them. Roast that son of a bitch. We threw it in the campfire, and then I used that fire to make my stew.
I assume you also got rid of the +1 quarterstaff with a shitload of blood on it. Let's just say it's not the first time she murdered someone with it.
No, I didn't say that. I just said we burned her clerical vestments.
We can clean up the weapon.
Is it just a basic plain quarterstaff?
It's a basic
with the +1 magic on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't have any kind of symbology on it.
No.
Then I would like to have that if nobody else minds.
Sure.
If anyone's going to sell stuff, are they going to evenly distribute it to the party?
Well, no, I think Shendu is wanting the quarterstaff just because that's.
Oh yeah, I accept the quarterstaff. I mean, just like anything else.
Well, do they really have anything else of value? I think that's some long swords, but that's not.
Well, a couple of long swords, but I assume you're going to sell those. So I was going to add those to your cash total.
Yeah. Also, we're collecting a fuckload of these Asmodean coins.
Well, until you melt them down and
Fine.
until you melt them down and reconfigure them, no one's gonna take them.
Obviously.
Gold is still gold. It's just matters
Yeah.
what it's printed on.
And you may as well be trying to pass off Canadian money in the US.
It's worth something, but you're going to get a lot of funny looks.
Exactly. And given how
So,
at least some of the people felt about the
How
Asmodeans
much
here,
gold total
it's not-
have we received
it's
from
not
the
going to be
session?
pleasant. Split between the 5 of you, you got about 750 gold, including, huh? No, not each.
750
Each
Total.
total.
750 total.
So
I was like, I'm not that.
You
I'm not
said
that.
it was split between the 5 of you.
Yeah, I was up-
750. That's
That's what I meant to
so
say.
750.
That's 750 total, and of course you split
Okay.
between the 5 of you,
Divide by 5 is 150. Everybody get 150.
and that includes the sold swords and
Yeah.
plate mail armors. And I should probably stop recording now.
Pezzack!